Hello and welcome to the Infinity Wars podcast, guys, with me, Nova Blue, DeathStar, and GraveCrawler.
Hey.
So, on
Hey.
the agenda today is Ascension. Ascension
Yeah.
hype, everybody. Ascension hype.
The hype is still strong with us.
The hype is strong. Exactly. Minus the bugs, the hype is strong.
Well, if there weren't bugs, it wouldn't be Infinity Wars. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
It
kidding.
should be called Infinity Wars with the bugs or something, or like the
Exactly.
war against bugs.
Well, let me ask, since I unfortunately was not around for the preview, how was pack opening this time around?
Pack opening was pretty smooth, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Really smooth.
Because they staggered it. So they did, the 50 packs could be opened first, an hour later the 25 packs, and so on and so on and so on.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it was
I didn't-
smooth as a button, apart from the major memory leaks.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, that was every time you'd open like 4 packs, the game would just crash.
Yeah.
But hell, that's better than last time where it was like for 12 hours it was a gamble when you clicked on it. It's like, come on, I might just go and make myself 10 cups of coffee and maybe I'll get a pack open.
Yeah, no. So it went pretty smooth this time, so
Cool.
that's alright.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. So yeah, what have you guys been doing this week apart from Ascension, obviously?
Me personally, just life happened. I did this past weekend. Me and my wife went to a retreat with our church for music, and it was actually kind of nice to get out into the country and spend some time together. It was kind of
nice.
cool. So that was Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday got back and getting back into the swing of things. So for the past week, just living life and trying to do the best you can. But that's part of having mates like you guys to talk to and hang out with, and
of course.
for a couple of hours at least to talk about some fun stuff. So yeah, life happened, but I'm good to go. I'm ready to go. So we're going to talk about Ascension and keep people get people hyped about it. Hopefully more people into the game since now it's released, fresh stuff, fresh meat. It goes tournament legal Wednesday, correct? Or
I think so,
18th.
yeah.
Was
If
it?
everything
Is it
goes to
18th?
plan.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think it's 18th, yep.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to that because I want to start doing riff runs with it. So I can start.
No, the
collecting
riff runs are already live. It's just the ranked.
Oh, they
that's not
are?
live. Yeah, I haven't
Oh.
tried any riff runs with yet. Like that's coming later, because I think
Yeah.
riff runs with Ascension's going to be quite fun.
Oh,
I think it's going to be, yeah.
because
Looking
there's just going to
forward to
be weirder and weirder, more widespread decks. Like
Yeah, but more cards. That
Yeah.
means that you're going to have a much bigger pool and not like, people making Tri-Purity Varroa decks all the time because that's all the cards they get. They're actually going to
Yeah.
have a little bit more spread out stuff. So I'm kind of looking forward to it.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly. All right then, shall we get straight into it?
Well,
Yeah,
I want
let's
to know.
do
Yeah, because everyone who's watching right now, strap in. This is probably going to be a long one. But no, we're gonna give you speculation on each of the cards. Now we've had the chance to play them and what we've seen thus far with Ascension and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be good. All right, let's start off. Bounty Hunter. Showing off my platform, of course. Sorry, I'm gonna be saying that a lot because I kind of got nearly 100 platforms from Ascension.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, sorry.
I have exactly 0 platform.
Aww. Aww.
Oh, sad me.
Mm.
But yeah, okay, so Bounty Hunter. 3 costs, 4 morale, 6/8 Bounty Hunter deals double damage to humans. Thoughts?
Yeah, we talked about this before. Yeah.
Nah, it's
Yeah,
more than we can say. This entire block of stuff, I was just discussing it just before actually I came onto this podcast. It feels weak. Everything about it feels weak. Even if you, let's say sideboards are in the game again, we're going to be saying that a lot as well tonight, but let's assume that for the second. Even then, I wouldn't even run it as a human hate card because there's almost better cards without that drawback anyway.
Yeah, I
That
agree.
you can main board for 3 drop. Maybe halving its damage to humans, which is what my friend had suggested, may have even helped it. But even then, I don't even know if it'd be like wholly playable. So it just, the whole thing didn't seem, I get what it needed to do, but I don't think it quite hit the mark for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like with this, like the only card or faction I would see it working against is DoD because obviously they got kind of high health, low attack.
Yeah,
So it'd be good against DoD blockers and stuff like that.
that's true. Yeah.
But like against Flame Dawn, which is kind of the other big human-based faction,
Exactly, it does nothing
because they're low health.
You just trade off with it.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
I think also they should have given them an ability. Like if you're,
I agree.
Look at the gun this guy's got.
Yeah,
exactly. You think that anyone's going to touch him, like be getting close to this guy? Maybe they should have gave him like an ability, like I don't know, maybe first strike or something like that, where it dealt its damage before it got dealt damage to. Kind of like bloodthirst in a way, but maybe a different mechanic.
Or like something like comes into play and deals X amount of damage to a human character.
Exactly.
That'd have been,
if you did that for all of them, that'd be kind of nice.
Yeah,
because they've all got guns, so like.
Yes, that just don't see it. I don't even see it being even draft worthy. I mean, if you get it, like but it's just really not. I like the fact that they wanted to make these cards, but I just don't see them as really, really good cards. You know?
The set is easy. So we'll move on to Demon Hunter and Spec Ops because they're pretty much in the same boat.
Absolutely.
So this was exactly the same, but for Demon Hunter. Like, look at the size of the guns on it, and it's like.
It should do.
Underwhelming.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is that Demon Hunter's art is really fantastic. I think it's awesome. It looks incredible. It reminds me of something almost from like the Warhammer universe. It looks just, I don't know, like an Inquisitor or something. It looks really, really good.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Same thing again, though.
If Lightmare wants to listen and do anything, these cards are really bad as they are. They should have a come into play. Yeah, they should have a come into play ability versus who they, to at least make them worth playing. They just really aren't worth playing. And this one especially, this is a sideboard card. People don't play demons all that regularly, so this card might not even be playing main deck at all. So.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Spec Ops is exactly the same. Just skip on, we'll go back to the other one. Spec Ops is exactly the same. I love the art though. It's just like
the arts are really good on
the art. All the art in this whole set is just.
I was going to say, awesome. I think that theme is going to be popping up a lot as well. I think the artists have, out of everything, that's probably what I'm most impressed with about this set. Everything looks incredible. They've refined their art to like perfectly. It's really well done though. They've really found their style.
Yeah, definitely. I think at the end we'll do like best worst art. Best favorite card. We'll go through that all. Oh God, that was an evil laugh. God.
Because there's no way to really choose which is the best and worst art. That's like really tough in this set. Because some of this stuff is really, really good. So
so good.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Shirazius the Cruel. So obviously named after Shiraz, one of the artists, which is cool. So 4 cost, 10 morale, unique character demon. At the end of each turn, Shirazius the Cruel deals 3 damage to every other character in the same zone. 15-14. What do you think, guys? Comments. I haven't played it yet.
Honestly, I think he's quite cool. I think like with one of the other cards today, getting on stream and playing someone that would basically infiltrate into this, giving it to me. Is the most irritating thing. Same with Cinderin. Those are the 2 combos right there with that card and just giving it to you and not gaining resource. Really, really fucking annoying. But as a card on its own, I think people are poo-pooing on this card a lot, but actually, I want to build more around it. I think there's something to it. I think it definitely has its uses. Its high morale is a bit of a shame, but
it's a 4-cost 15-14, like base stats. That's huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
Like, because it's just the first thing that comes to mind. What does Cinderin do for that? What is Cinderin 4 as well? But you can't gain base.
He's 3.
Is it 3? But you can't gain
14.
And you can't gain base resources. So this has, in my opinion, a way less bad drawback for only one more.
Yeah.
So this is actually playable.
Apparently, some of this works from command, if I've heard correct. So people are using this with Soul Seller because it does field damage to the people in command.
Oh, okay.
So you can have like a turn 3 Soul Seller in your command zone without actually doing anything. I think. Don't quote me on that. Well, I think I have that. I haven't tried it myself.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, let's forget command. So if he's in the support zone, he does 3 damage to every other creature in both support zones, or just
no, just I don't know actually. I assume
the support is just.
I assume it's the drawback of him, so it'd be only in your zone.
It's the support zone. It's only your support zone. It's not theirs as well. No.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So it would work incredibly well with the Daude, just every turn pumping it.
That was the first one I was thinking as well. Definitely works well with DoD. Anything with high defense in any way, or any way to like mitigate that damage or heal themselves as well.
Yeah, or Great Wall as well, or even just putting him in a zone by himself.
Yeah. putting him in his zone by itself was my initial thought. Then also like pulling it in and out with Warpath and having Matriarch have your stuff come back up as well. Another one.
Yeah.
There's loads of playability around it. I don't think it's gonna light the meta world on fire by any means, but I think it's going to be interesting to make some funny decks around it. Plus, once again, art really fantastic. My friend's actually saying it's probably his favorite of the set and wants a plat foil of it. Really
does
bad.
have a big purple laser sword thing.
So. Cool.
It's pretty beefy.
Real men carry purple swords.
That should be on a t-shirt.
It's actually more pink.
That's true. Yeah, looks purplish to me, but pink works too.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So moving on to Gather Thoughts. 1 cost. Shuffle top 3 cards of your graveyard into your deck. Draw a card. This is good. It works stupidly well with Triple Varroa. You put 3 recycles and 3 of these, and you got mass deaths all day long. Like, it's pretty potent for that reason.
Yeah, and if you play your deck right, it's better than recycle.
Yeah,
you know, because you basically get multiple copies of your cards back in your deck. And one Carnage had posted somewhere, he says it's like endless mass deaths.
It is, it is essentially,
yeah. Pretty
Shuffle
good.
them back in, mass death, yeah. So
and you can play them both as well.
Yeah,
but definitely playing them in both.
Because I played a Triple Raw deck today, which had using Gather Thoughts and Recycle.
Oh really?
So, yeah.
How was that?
How was
that for you?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's a nice little card. My question that I'd pose back at you guys is, now that it's changed, if you had to pick one, which one would you pick? Recycle or Gather Thoughts? If you could only have room in the deck for one.
I'd still go with Recycle, I think, because you can still use it for both ways. Like, if you draw the Recycle later, you can still shuffle something back in that was, like, more than 3 cards away. Yeah,
I think I'd also go with the Recycle myself as well, just on the basis that when you're going to the graveyard, you're probably not lucky enough to have 3 cards straight one after another, all of which you really key one. You're probably just shifting from one and the other ones to just bonus cards.
Yeah. You could potentially, with Exiles, run more of a mill deck with this, because obviously you'll gain a huge card advantage over your opponent if you keep using this kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Very true.
That could potentially work as well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good card. I think it will find its place in the game. It probably kind of like Recycle. It'll probably be a 2 or 3 of include in most decks, especially that use spells and can use the recursion. I don't think it's a bad card at all.
No.
I think it's good. Yeah.
All right then. Right, Infiltration. I'll let you start with this, Grave, because I know you hate this already.
It's so annoying. It's so funny. I just honestly, when I first read the set, I was like, what is this card? Like, what is the point in this? I didn't get it. But after seeing what it's capable of doing with so many trolley little combos, it's funny. I like it. It's an interesting one. So yeah, Cinderin and whatever his face was, the one that we'd show as us, the Cruel, with the 2 combos that instantly people have been coming up with. I don't know if there's any or more. There probably is going to be more weird decks where people can give you stuff that's detrimental to you, but they're fun, and they're kind of semi-competitive with that as well. I think they're going to be easy to get around, but I don't know. And I don't know how potent they're going to be and how reliable they're going to be. Because you have to kind of build a deck around it, and if you don't draw one of those cards, what happens then? You're sitting on a Cinderin in your zone, or you don't draw the Infiltration, your deck's redundant and doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's kind of like combo decks.
Yeah,
if you're building a deck around a combo, if you don't draw a piece of the combo, it doesn't work. It basically is a crappy deck with
that's true
cards in it. So, but I think that. But I like the fact that it says that it locks it to a zone. So if you give it to them and have a way to get around, let's say if it's in a defense zone and you have a flyers or something to get around it. So it's like, okay, I can't kill this thing. I can't get any more resources, and I can't get it to die. So
it's very hard to kill something of your own in your support zone.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
that's pretty difficult.
Triple Varroa can do it.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, but I don't think they'll be playing Cinderin then. To give it. So, but I like the card. I like the premise of it. I like the fact that they went out and did something really cool with the card. Whether it's going to be tournament playable or not, we'll see.
You could also, if you're going as far as like combo decks with it, you could go as far as saying like, use it with DoD, give it to your give your opponent a really high morale cost card, lock it, and then kill it.
Ooh. That's a weird way of thinking about it, but I like.
It's a long-winded way, I think, but like it could potentially like win games if you get something that's really stupidly high morale cost that's not really worth anything. Play it out, boom, throw it across. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
My question is then, do they actually own the card in terms of, let's say, a card that the DoD card that lets them lose 4 morale every turn. Your opponent loses 4 morale every turn. Are you actually giving them the card, or is it something that is still your card? So even though it's in their support zone or whatever zone, they're still losing 4 morale each turn.
I think it counts as yours. I think they gain control of it, and it becomes I think it becomes theirs permanently.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Because it literally says that they gain control of it. Yeah. It is definitely your card then.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Just thinking in my head, combo. Let's donate a bunch of cards to them that they can't kill, and they just lose morale every turn. So.
Yeah. Well, it works. Yeah, it's viable. Yeah, definitely.
If it worked that way.
Yeah. Right.
So a lot of weird brew decks for you around that one.
Yeah,
so that one's a watch this space kind of card.
Yeah.
Yes,
definitely.
absolutely.
It's gonna have some fun combos with it. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Just another quick one. I just thought, like, you could give away uniques like Saculus and stuff to your opponent, so you could play another one. That's also another way around it.
And then
that's funny.
Now that's actually pretty darn funny.
Yeah, that's actually really funny.
Yeah.
they don't get the damage, but you get to play another Saculus.
It's just like taunting. You're like, look, I've used a Saculus. Now here's your own, but you can't use it. And I'm going to use another one. Like,
that's pretty funny.
And then you give him that one as well, and then you use another one. Yeah. You just...
All right.
So with 3 Saculus in his zones, and he's like,
Anyway, that's all.
Moving on to Warpath. Elata, the Immortal Survivor. The new Elata, the only new Elata in the set. So 5 cost, 5 morale. Usual Elata stuff. An exhaust, pay 5, search your deck for a beast that costs 4 or less, and place it in your support zone. So, 2 purity, thoughts?
A letter, immortal amount of sand coming out of her hand. I think she's quite good.
I said that as well.
This is nice, isn't she? I think she's cool. I think she's a really playable card. She fits in the deck well at that cost. It can sit for stuff like the one that I thought straight away, like if you're desperate for removal and you haven't drawn a fight, for example, you could always sit for a Grandflower or something, get that straight there, ready for the next turn to just line up the straight up kill. It can sit for anything, and it means that you can like play more reliably those top end creatures that you need and guarantee them coming out on the turn you want them in a ramp deck. So
yeah, exactly.
I think she's really strong and playable.
Yeah, well, she gives you card advantage if you're playing a Warpath deck and you're playing out everything really, really, really fast. It gives you a chance to pull stuff out at the same time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it gives basically Warpath a bit more longevity.
Yeah, definitely.
So
yeah, I think
for that it's good.
Yeah, and I think a little bit differently on her. I think that she probably wouldn't go in an aggressive, if there's anything else other than an aggressive Warpath deck. I think that she would probably go more in a Warpath deck that was slower, because of the fact that you do have to pay 5 to search your deck for a card of only 4 cost or not. And I'm thinking, like, in that point in the game, would you want to search for something to help stabilize the board state, or would you rather play something out of your hand? And because with Warpath, especially the ones where you're playing to get stuff out quickly, she seems really slow for that, and it just does. I don't know whether or not in a deck like that she would be good. I think she would be good in maybe a 2 Warpath X deck, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But for triple Warpath, I honestly don't think she has a place in the triple Warpath.
Like triple Warpath is predominantly, I think, staying the same with just a few new additions. I think.
Yeah.
Just because Karani's so strong and just the most cards are in it are pretty much staple anyway. Like you're adding a couple of cards potentially from the new set.
But I just don't. Double Warpath. Yeah, I think that she would be much better suited in something like that, but not for triple Warpath. And in draft, she's probably absolutely.
Oh, draft.
Oh god,
phenomenal. Yeah,
she's going to be unreal actually in draft.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. If you see her in your support zone, you definitely go. You definitely snatch her up.
What other factions run beasts though? Because obviously you're going to get that if you were to splash a faction, obviously sifting for beasts is going to be an issue. What other factions really run beasts?
Other sleepers? I guess
well,
it's
there's
just
one
the fact that
sleepers, one for raw.
Yeah, but it's more just getting the beasts out of your deck to draw other cards.
The other stuff, yeah. That's the other thing as well. Deck siphoning through that as well is another good point.
Yes, yeah. That's what I think you would probably use her for. Not so much to get beasts from other factions, but to get stuff out of your deck to draw other things in your deck. But that's the way cards like that usually go.
Yeah,
unless it draws specific silver bullet cards that you want, it's really just going to be like, okay, I'm going to thin my deck so that I can draw the other things that I want to draw. So
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
but I'm glad it's not pay 6 for 5 cost, because that would be insanely powerful.
That changes the game,
because that would just like be pack leader, pack leader, pack leader, pack leader.
Yeah, that's dangerous things actually.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So not a horrible card. I don't know where she fits in the meta right now.
I think she'd be just better in riff runs.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so as well. I don't think she's going to be a constructed powerhouse by any means.
All right, cool. Now this one, Hulking Sniper. It's a fluffy rhinoceros with the giant bow to start with, which is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, that's just awesome. 1 cost, 4 morale, with reach. When you play Hulking Sniper, it deals 8 damage to a target character with flying. This works in the command zone.
Yeah.
It's one of the most, like, value cards in the whole set.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It is absolutely insane.
It's like oh look, you playing the new faction overseas? Oh, buy command zone.
Yeah. and the fact that the biggest fuck you to it is the fact that it has reach itself.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's even like I can token block you afterwards as well. So it fills in a spot that Killer Rue has been like the big thing to do with it right now is the anti-flying hate. Yeah. But now this can do it for 2 less mana.
Yeah. Yep. And even not even playing it out properly, just doing it for the 8 damage is worth.
Yeah.
That's so much.
Well, 1 for a 4/4 is still it's on curve for that. So it's like, okay, I can kill a flyer. Let's take Flame Dawn, the Flame Dawn Varroa variants, where they play all the flyers in command zone. It's like, okay, I play this, I kill your flyer in the command zone, and then I can block your cheap little chumpies that you play until you get to your flyer. So this is a really good card for...
That's really interesting. I didn't even think about the applicability that it hits command zones with flying as well. That's
it's really like people playing Soul in the command zone is like, bye-bye.
Yeah, wow. That's exactly him dead as well.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's all the good flyers dead.
Wow.
Because all the good flyers are either 7 or 8. So Liara...
That's disgusting, actually.
Yeah.
Because everyone bums Soul right now. Everyone's really into him.
He is really good. But we'll get to him later. We'll get to him later.
I'm trying to think of the thought process. 8 damage is a huge amount of damage for a coming into play creatures. That hits anything. That's just wow. That's all I can really say. Command zone's
a bit too much potentially. Either increase the cost or make it so it's just battlefield.
Yeah,
that's just really strong. We'll see how this because I'm pretty sure that even in constructed, I'm pretty sure that we'll find Warpath will find a way to put these guys on the deck because they're just really too good.
The thing is though, like there needs to be a lot of flyer hate right now because there are a lot of flyers, from the overseers and other factions. There are a lot of flyers going on right now, so it's kind of warranted. It is kind of warranted. So all right, cool. All right, moving on. Nearly Terramoose card, not the actual one. Rampaging Stag. 3 costs, 6 morale, pay 2, enrage 3, pay 2 to enrage this character, giving it +2/+3. When Rampaging Stag enrages, it turns into untouchable until the end of the turn. 8/8. It's good. I think it's good.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, you get untouchables, really nice. And it's like what, 5 cost? For 11/11. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not horrible. It's playable. It's not broken in any way, shape, or form. I think it's a really good. I hate to say vanilla, but it's a good creature. I mean, the enrage cost is reasonable. untouchable is actually pretty strong.
Yeah. Well, if you use it against stuff like against Varroa, like it's definitely be kind of like a sideboard thing for if you're playing as Varroa.
Yeah.
You switch out your kind of like one of many's for rampaging stags kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. But yeah, I do think it's nice. The only downside for me is, I don't know, this is a bit of a weird thing to say, but the art for it makes me want it to have charge really bad.
Yeah.
Look at it. If there's any card from the set that will give you that impression, it'd be this one, and it doesn't.
Yes,
so I find that weird. As a card, though, it's fine. It's
I do like the art for this one because the art style's slightly different from a lot of the other cards.
It is. Yeah, it looks unusual. I can't put my finger on why.
It's a little bit like shell shaded-y, little bit kind of.
Well, and if you look at it, it looks like he's actually running towards you at an angle. If you look at the way the card, the artwork works, it's like running past trees and they're flying past him. I think the art is actually pretty cool on it.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's kind of cell shady type, but the artwork
works.
is
I like
really
it.
good.
Yeah.
Yep.
It would be nice in draft as well, just because everyone tends to splash a lot of one purity Varroa just for the death raises answers and stuff. If you can juke that by popping this as ability, it would be nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right then. Epic. I love the art on this card. Titan of the New World. Oh yes, one of the first Titan cards we're going to be talking about in this new set.
The alternate casting cards, I guess, would be.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, triple purity, 25 cost, 15 morale, unstoppable. Titan of the New World cost is reduced by your max resources. When you play Titan of the New World, it gains +2/+2 for every other character you control. Can only be killed through combat damage. So yeah, it's very. It's quite hard to get out.
Yeah.
Unplayable. Don't.
It's not unplayable.
It's not unplayable. If you get a Hidden by Clouds out and you play it with the Hidden by Clouds,
you can't play with Hidden by Clouds. It's not tagged as a beast.
No, exactly.
Oh, it's not. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Someone asked me that today, so.
Well, there you go. That's unplayable.
Yeah, it's unplayable. As I say.
I mean, let's be realistic. Ramp for Warpath, probably their forte.
Yes, very much so.
Let's say by turn 10, they have caretakers out. I mean, they have all their ramp out.
Yeah,
they still wouldn't be able to play this card.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, even with all their ramp, they can't. They won't go past at most 15. Even then, it's pushing it.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, then, but then again, oh, it's not a beast, is it? So
no,
it doesn't work on it. Yeah,
it's a beast. It baffles me a bit. This one.
I'm not sure why they don't give it a.
It needs to load a bit. Load to 20. It's very playable.
Yes, 20 very playable.
Very playable.
20 is very playable. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'd say it lowered to that if they kind of want to see it being played.
Yeah. I mean, it's a game winner.
Oh,
it is a game winner, but it's just so hard to get out.
Because you can't be Death Raid or anything like that. He has to be killed with combat damage.
Exactly. So it's really good. If you have a bunch
of creatures out, he's just going to get even bigger. So.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's 3 purity, you can't even splash it you can't even splash it in sleepers to reanimate it. I mean, there's just nothing. There's no synergy. I just don't see this card being being playable.
Yeah, you'd rather Hidden by Clouds than this.
Yes, 100%. I'd rather ramp into a Hidden by Clouds than this every day, all the time.
Yeah,
but I would like to see a card with Titan of the New World and Hidden by Clouds having a fight. Just imagine that.
That'd be so
Who would
cool. Who would win? I don't know.
That would be epic.
It would,
like Peter Griffin versus the chicken on Family Guy kind of shit. But with this.
No, it could be the ultimate fight card or something.
Oh god, you're imagining Dragon Ball Z in your head, aren't you? They're just fighting for hours, charging up when they hit each other.
Oh no, 70 episodes of the same fight.
No, hear me out. So you have a 14 cost Warpath ability card, which is the ultimate fight. It's just got Titan of the New World and bring Hidden by Clouds just fighting each other and just wipe the board out because they get trampled over the fight or something like that. That'd be great.
That would be funny. And also, just thought I'd ruin this card for you guys before we leave it. Too much crotch. Thank you. Let's move on.
What crotch? There's no there.
Exactly. What is that thing coming out at me? But it's very prominent and right in the middle of the card, and it annoys me. It's very much there and in my face. I feel like
we had
right,
the same issue last podcast with one of the other angels.
I very much have a crotch theme going on.
We kind of just glazed over that, and we want to bring it back. I guess we'll be revisiting that again soon.
Oh, yeah. Well, don't worry, we'll get to that eventually. We'll get to the whole spandex talk in a bit, I guess.
Oh, God.
All right. Primal Rage, 2 cost, 1 purity. That character gains +2/+2. The first time that character would die, survives on 1 health instead.
Just plain awesome. Love this card.
Kind of cool, but I've not seen anyone play it, and most people have said they won't bother playing it. They'd rather play other things.
Okay.
That's what I was feared with it. It's a really good card.
Yeah.
Like just the buff alone is like okay. It's a bit underwhelming, but then like you can just eat up entire lines, especially with stuff like Unstoppable as well as like comboed with it, which that is one of their fortes. It's incredible. The only problem I ever had with this card, and I think I said it in the last podcast, is it fits in an aggressive drop for Warpath where they start there, and they need creature state, they need board state like at that stage. So I don't know whether it necessarily provides that, and it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit on curb at 2 either. So you're not playing it on 2. You're playing it more realistically on like 6. So that was the only thing that I found it was one of those like you might run it as more of a sideboard. 8 cards again. We're getting a lot of those already.
It might make. Like, I don't know if you guys have played it, but the deck where you use the the Exile Beasts to with Consume, and then you use the Unstoppable and you use Hakeems to make them eat lines.
Yeah.
If you because that was it was a combo deck. It was very hard to pull off. Like you kind of like use Dehumanize and
yeah, that was one of the things that
chaos
we tried.
in the ranks and stuff, and switch it all around and play a Hakeem at the same time. It was like all building up to one massive combo to eat a whole line of them.
Wow,
it was really hard to pull off, but this would fit into that.
Yeah,
and I might try and remake that deck because it didn't really work. It was really fun when you pulled it off, but it only worked like once in 10 games. But when you pulled it off, you were like, yeah,
because it seems like Exiles and Warpath would have really good synergy together with Consume and Unstoppable.
Yep.
That was with the deck with the Hungry Abomination. You have a Hungry Abomination Unstoppable. Bye, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
It eats your whole line and then kills you the same turns.
yeah, exactly.
So
this would actually work quite well with Rule as well.
That's very true. I never thought about that. Rule? Yeah, come at me, bro.
Yeah, come at me, bro. I remember my deck. The one what did I call it? The one to rule them all.
One to rule them all.
that was a fun deck. But yeah, pretty much. I do like the art for this as well. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the art.
Yeah. All right, track. 2 cost, 1 purity. Until the end of the turn, if target character takes damage, it will die at the end of the turn. I think it's good. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like the eyebrows on the dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's one of these that people won't play too much.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Drafting, I think it'd be good. I think it'd be a good riff run card.
Riff run, definitely, yeah.
You know, to get rid of a big creature or remove a big creature, because basically, if you block them with a big creature with a small creature, play this card, it takes out pretty much any creature in the game. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I mean,
with the whole you're trying to kill something with it though. My question is though, doesn't Fight kind of do a pseudo version of this, but more like efficiently, where you don't have to rely on the block state to happen?
It kind of depends. Like if you let's say for example, there's a massive Warpath creature attacking you. You're playing like a DoD Warpath deck. You throw out an Invincible Defender. The Invincible Defender's no way you're going to kill that thing.
True.
So you throw out Track. The Invincible Defender dies, but also takes the other thing with it.
Yeah. But it's just that still, in most matchups, Warpath will be able to trounce stuff anyway in combat, so I still feel like I'd way rather Fight as a card to do the same job.
Yeah, so if you put it on a Scrab, and then the Scrab ate through your entire line and still survived, it dies at the end of the turn, but it's still eaten through your entire line.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so...
It's okay.
I don't think it's a game breaker, but
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's not absolutely hard. I mean, there would be uses for it. In you know, again, we're probably going to talk about riff runs a lot, but
yeah,
you know, cards that'll be more playable in riff runs than in constructed. But you know, I could see this being in a riff run deck very easily to give Warpath another way to remove stuff, even though their creatures are usually bigger than most creatures out there. But you know, removal is never bad, and this is not really removal in the sense of the term like Fight is or Death Ray is. But you know, it can deal with some things that maybe they can't deal with.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. Okay, but I like the art in this one. I think the dog's awesome. All right then, Corrupted Forest. There's been a lot of debate about this card. 7 cost, 1 purity. Warpath characters have +2. Non-Warpath characters have -2/0. So, go.
No, just flat no. Art's really cool. Way too expensive. Art's really cool. I will start off by saying that. And apparently, the battlefield effect's really nice for it.
Yeah, it is actually. I've seen it. It looks really good.
I haven't seen it, but I have heard. Cool. I think it was on your stream actually. I heard that, but like, it's just not. It doesn't fit anywhere. Like, you can play it, sure, but it's at top curb where all the times you need them to be +2, they've probably already done their job or are about to finish off their job. You should be at a point where you're dominating board state anyway, and that this won't really change that much in that many matchups. So I don't really see why you'd play it.
Yeah, it's just too expensive. If you like with Warpath Rush decks, you're gonna nearly win by that time.
Yeah, I figured maybe. I was going to say even ramp decks, but even then you're not getting the full bonus because you want as many creatures to gain that +2 as possible. So it's about swarming with as many things as possible. So its natural fit should be Rush, but it doesn't work in Rush.
And the last thing about it is the fact that it's a location. They don't need another location. It would destroy your other location, which gives you ramp. So
yeah, exactly.
So it absolutely it doesn't fit at all, and the cost is prohibitive. For this to be really good, it would have to be like a 4 or 5 cost or something, you know, around that.
Or if it's an artifact.
Or an artifact even, that it would help change the board state early in the game, whereas you wouldn't rely on big creatures to win. You basically would be playing like a weenie Warpath deck. You know, something like that. But then
like, if they lower the cost, then it might be splashable, because it is only 1 purity at the end of the day. So splashable might be quite nice. But it is only Warpath characters game +2.
Exactly, yeah, it's not even like characters you control or anything. So it
will just be like playing a Rakal, which you prefer to have a creature out. So, and also 7 cost, you'd rather play a Skra than this any day of the week.
Yeah, I'd
rather have a Rakal over this.
Exactly.
Very much so.
Exactly. And you get a 10-12 creature on top of that. So
yeah.
All right then. All right. So that's the Warpath for this set. Warpath didn't get too much this time. They got but the thing is, like, some people have said that Warpath haven't got enough this set and stuff, but Warpath themselves are already a very good rounded faction. They're a very their playstyle is kind of set and it works. They don't really kind of need anything doing to them, so they're just adding a few more things to play with.
The only problem with that, though, is for anybody buying the cards, I can imagine that if you don't have the faction that you play for tailored towards it anyway, or any decent cards, obviously that kind of bums you out for the set. But
a little bit.
I agree with the idea that they didn't need that much more. They're not only playable, but incredible as a faction. One of the top factions right now. So they didn't need that much. So they're just adding to their toolkit, like you said. So
pretty much.
Yep.
And they've done it with a couple of those factions, I think, this time. So all right, on to GI, Artificial Swarmers. So this is the first of the new Swarmers in the set. I want to make a deck with this Artificial Swarmers, because I think it'd be quite good.
Just this specific Swarmer, or Swarmers as a whole?
Or Swarmers as a whole. I probably want this one, the Warpath one, and potentially the Varroa one, and just see how we go.
Yeah.
But no, this one's pretty good. So it's 4 cost, 5 morale, 1 purity. If artificial swarmers on the battlefield, all other insects you control have +1/+1 and become artificial in addition to their other types. It's a cool effect, and probably one of the more potent swarmers if you're running like a full swarmer deck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because even if you compare this with like Constructor, imagine infinite swarmers that you can construct onto each other. That's like pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Nice.
I think this is a really good swarmer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really not sure how you would make a swarmer deck playable, but it is definitely, if you're going to play swarmers, you would definitely run this guy.
Yeah, this is one of the top ones by far.
Yep.
I want to try it. It's worth a go, isn't it? You never know.
Yeah, it's very much worth a go.
Absolutely. I'm not saying not try it. I'm just trying to figure out what 3 swarmers would you use to make a deck. You know,
so
exactly.
That's the thing. You have swarmers for each faction now. So which ones do you combine to get the most out of it? And plus, the morale costs on them seem to be pretty steep. This one's 5. So if you're like throwing out lots of swarmers, and if they're 5 morale a pop, and they start dying off,
yeah. I think the ones that are a little underwhelming, definitely the DoD one's hugely underwhelming. It's a bit but we'll obviously talk about that later. But the Warpath and this one are probably staple if you're going to run a Swarmer deck, and the other one's kind of optional, I'd say.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Alright then. Luca Ascended. Oh yes, you gotta love this art. Some people don't like it. People who love Luca before don't like it.
I hate it.
Really?
I hate it.
I will not say the name, but when they watch the podcast, they'll know. They said she looks like a Powerpuff Girl.
Yeah, it's weird.
I get you.
He'll know who it is when he watches this, but he says she looks like. And now that I look at her, I think that they kind of didn't do her justice. I don't, in my opinion. I mean, the art's okay.
I still like it. I still really like it.
With Z and with Kali, this one doesn't match up to those at all.
Fair enough.
She's kind of not as good.
They have nailed the movement of her well. When we go into the Angels later, there's a couple that I think are laughable in terms of the way they've nailed flying movement and just the body structure in general. But this has nailed that at least quite well. I'll give them that for the artist. It just doesn't look quite right. I can't put my finger on why. I just don't feel like it's as refined as some of the other arts.
Yes.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I still like it though, I think.
Oh yeah, I like the card. I think that with looking at some of the other artwork, this one just doesn't seem as crisp and as
I know in that respect that obviously the 3 ascended characters, Kali, Z, and Luca have been ascended. They're the kind of iconic characters for this set.
Yes.
Unlike previous sets, they're kind of like the 3 iconic women, apart from a later.
Yes.
So yeah, I get what you mean. The other 2 are amazing, and
yes, they absolutely are.
In regards to that, then yeah, it's a little underwhelming, but I still like the card art.
Yeah.
As a card though, it's really good.
Yes, absolutely.
It's incredibly
the
good.
GI Angel deck, I played against it. It's powerful.
Yeah,
damn, it's powerful.
It's strong. It's splashable. It's strong. The morale loss isn't too high. Unlike the original Luca, the flying body actually is relevant as well. And obviously that it can go in 2 different, well, technically 3 different archetypes if you count playing an Angel's deck, playing an Artificial's deck, or playing a combination of the 2 deck. It works really well.
Oh, definitely.
So it's really good.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Point blank, just a good card.
Obviously, I will mention this is this is one of the new mercenary cards, as they're calling them, the ones that are or for the different purities. These in command right now don't count as anything. Because you're meant to be able to choose. Obviously, you can run this in the deck with just in the main deck as just a GI or just a overseers. But in the future, when they get this new deck builder, I don't know when we're getting that, but when we get it.
I think it's a myth. I think it's like the Loch Ness Monster.
When hell freezes over.
Well, when Half-Life 3 is released, yeah. But no, when you will be able to choose what purity represents in command, and apparently you will be able to do that with the hybrid cards as well.
It's the way it should be, and I guess they just aren't able to do that right now, so I guess we just have to wait for it.
As soon as that happens, though, so many more decks are going to become viable, and it's going to open up a huge portion of the game.
Yes.
That is currently kind of stale right now.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Regard. So, like Hermit decks.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Orion, Master Engineer. I got way too many of these when pulling on my packs. You got the same, didn't you, Grave? Yeah.
Loads. Yeah. So many of them.
But yeah, 2 purity, 4 cost, 7 morale, exhaust, pay 7, shuffle target artificial character you control into your deck, recruit the artificial character closest to the top of your deck for 8.
Can I start on this one?
Yep,
First of all, Orion, master engineer of his own fringe, because look at that hair, man. That is a nice fringe on him there.
Yeah,
yeah, the art is fantastic. The art is really interesting and quite cool. But hands down to Lightmare, they've managed to somehow make Orion even more unplayable than the last one. So well done on that one.
I don't agree with you fully on that.
Really? I think it's garbage.
Someone pulled a turn 6 Mega Unit 02 with this guy?
Oh, yeah, but inconsistently.
Yeah, but Mega Unit decks are actually more viable than they were before. Now,
right?
But before they were kind of very, very, very gimmicky. Now they're actually kind of getting so they're kind of playable, but not in the state where they're just really playable and OP as hell.
That's what I'm saying.
But if they made that OP as hell though, then it would kind of just break, like, get people to get raged and like it was before when it was extremely playable. It just used to be like really weird, but...
like in that case, then I commend them at least for making something that makes niche playstyles at least potential. But it's still not. We're talking about as a good card. What do you think about it? I don't think it's very good.
No, that's fair enough.
It's
better than the old one, I think, though.
Yeah, it's better than the old one, and I think also in order for this to actually, let's just to say, see prime time, so to speak, you would have to be able to stack your deck in a way to, you shuffle, you put an artificial character into your deck, and be able to put, let's say, Ultra Unit on the top of your deck to be able to play it, with his ability. So because it's a shuffle effect for one, which means that stacking the deck is pretty much impossible. And so I don't know. Unless you just had nothing but high cost cards in your deck, I just don't see. I mean, it's playable, but it's a gimmick.
Yeah,
because if you pull a support drone out with it, it's just like,
yeah. You definitely have to build a deck around it, like more control-y. Well, you don't really use this in a Mega Ultra Unit deck. Sorry, should I say? Attempting to do that.
Yeah.
And maybe splash with some Varroa for early control, so you can actually play this thing and just have Mega Units in your deck.
Yeah.
That's like, we're dreaming.
Yeah, we're dreaming. I do know a couple of people who've managed to get Ultra Unit out on the field like turn 9 kind of stuff, which is quite good.
Yeah,
they got extremely lucky, but it's still awesome.
And I do commend that playstyle. I really do. I think that is cool on Nightmare's part to be able to allow for those funny win conditions that may be applicable.
But as a master engineer,
he's a novice.
He's not so master.
He's a novice. No master. He's no master.
All right, Support Drone we've talked about before. It's cute as hell, and it's awesome.
Cute as hell, it's awesome. Great card.
Some of the Genesis one-drops that are all coming with the new set as well.
Yeah, that was sorely needed, and this is another good one that hasn't been let down. It fits in a lot of decks for Genesis. All round good, art's good, card's good.
Yep.
Other say than that.
Yep.
Incredible, to be honest.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Laser cannon. I love this. It's 5 cost, 1 purity, deal 5 damage to 3 target characters in the combat zone. You may target the same unit more than once, so it's like a better cannon fire.
Yeah.
I think it's great. It's ruined me a couple of times already.
Mm-hmm.
15 damage for 5 cost is quite a decent amount.
And especially if you can split it, you get to split it up too. So you can do 10 to something or So it's a good. It's a the cost. I guess for what it does, the cost is good. It does 15 damage. So whether it's run in constructed, don't know, but definitely you will definitely if you're playing Genesis, you're drafting this card.
Very much so. I mean, cannon fodder for 3 is played very heavily right now anyway in drafts, so this is only just filling another hole in that as well at a high drop that can do more. So
also it kind of makes 1 purity Genesis if you wanted to go more of like a control-y Genesis.
Yeah,
you use cannon fire and laser cannon.
Yeah,
and you could do some really really good battlefield damage with that.
Yep.
But no, it's good. I love the art for it as well. Just
it's cool, right? Yeah.
Don't know what he's shooting at though, but still.
Well, it's
whatever
dead, whatever it is.
Probably dead.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
probably dead. So.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Overclock we've pretty much spoken about before.
Incredible, but I think hasn't it changed? Didn't it get reduced since the last time we spoke about it?
It went double purity. It was single purity originally.
Yeah, there we go.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, which makes sense. It hasn't really changed that much, truth be told. It's maybe just eliminated some of the more ridiculous combinations, but there's still 1,000 more to come from that card. I think a lot of people are saying it's really cool, and they've got a lot of stuff that they can do with it.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
No, but yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what people come up with this.
Yep. Very playable, though. Right. Almost an essential for Genesis.
And another thing you can do with it as with Secluded Constructor, you can buff a character attack with it. Whatever health is left, just sack it to the constructor, and you get whatever power it had on another creature. So there's really it's not a horrible card at all. I think it'll be very playable, very playable.
Then Landstead it, and then get as many 1/1s as that as you can get before it dies as well, and then Shield Generator and win.
Yep, I'll be updating my Landstead deck with this.
Very much so. You should do. It's good.
This might bring back the Landstead deck for me. Because Control Temple Anomaly I was hoping would bring back the Landstead deck, but it didn't. Because it
did they ever fix that yet? Did they ever fix that?
I don't know even if it's intended. I don't even know.
Okay. Yeah. Alrighty.
All right. Ultra Unit. You have to say it like that. You can't.
Yeah, you do.
Unit. It's Ultra Unit.
Because it's so ultra-y and it's got so many guns.
Well, it's all the mega units stuck into one.
I know, it's cool. I love to do that for it. So, yeah.
So as additional costs to playing Ultra Unit, sacrifice Mega Unit 1, 2, and 3 on the battlefield. All characters on the battlefield are killed. And 72 artificial character with Shield 2. Unstoppable is created in your support zone.
This game,
so much I want to say.
Yeah, if you play this, you win the game. That's basically what this card is. This card basically, if you play this, you win.
Yeah, it's so good. I love it just for that.
Yeah,
but then the other side of that is
you have to
get
all three mega units.
Yeah.
It's a difficult challenge. Some people manage to do it, but it's very difficult. But if this was hugely playable, it would break the game overnight. Like, do this. This works from command. Like all 3 mega units in command, play this turn 1, done, GG. Break game, dies overnight kind of thing. But I'm glad that's not. But no, but it's cool. I actually pulled 6 of these, which is
quite annoying.
You only want to put 1 or 2 in the not even 2, just 1 in the deck really. Why do you need
Why would you need more? No need ever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but oh well.
The one thing I love about the card, though, is from a design perspective, and what's interesting about seeing it in general as well, is that I love that it's created kind of like a semi-culture within Infinity Wars already. It's like the massive ego boost of, I got my Ultra Unit out on turn 7. Well, I got mine out on turn 6. There's a lot of that going on. I'm getting screenshots all the time being like, look, proof just got out on turn 9. Everyone's like smug or looking over it. It's great. I think it's a cool card. So, I love that it's got Shield 2. What a random number to pick. What an arbitrary number. Like, you couldn't just give it Shield 100 or not bother giving it Shield or Shield 1. 2 is just a weird number to give it. It's cool, though.
You don't want to be too OP. Come on, Grave.
Yeah, Jesus, come on. God, I know. It's not like it's the Ultra Unit.
It's not like it's 72-72 or anything, is it?
Well, I guess what have made it more OP is if it was on the battlefield when it was created. So at least you have to wait a turn.
More OP. Come on, look
you
at
have to wait. You have to wait a turn before you can kill your opponent the next turn.
I'm just waiting for the one guy that's like, yes, oh my god, I finally played my Ultra Unit, and then someone passes to them, and they're like, death ray, GG. And then the guy just quits the game. I'm waiting for that day. I'm telling you, there'll be a video up.
Definitely, that's amazing. Or just keep blocking it with like invincible defenders.
Exactly.
No, it doesn't have unstoppable. It doesn't have unstoppable.
It needs more.
What are you thinking?
That's come on, you're QA. You should have given it that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I should have done. Is hey, let's just write unstoppable in magic marker. Unstoppable. Sure, that would have made it through.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, yeah. All right. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Hang on. Loading.
I think Junkyard's the next.
Junkyard.
Yeah.
So, 2 cost artifact. 1 purity. Pay 3. Sacrifice slash for a character you control. Tank gains flying. Pay 4. Same thing. Unstoppable. They pay 7. Same thing, but shield 1. I haven't seen this in play much yet. I don't know if you guys have.
Nope.
Not massively, but the what I've seen so far, it's a must-have in anybody that's going, and what we're going to talk about in a minute with the Omnitron decks. It's a must because you don't have much else of a choice. But I like that it gives choices at a low drop for Genesis, and it's, I thought the costs were a little bit steep at first, but then bear in mind some of the combinations that you could pull off with it. It's only single purity, and you'll have a lot of it's not like it's target artificial character, the second part of it, so you could give that to something in a splash format. So give something else flying for if you were splashing another faction. And sacrificing an artificial shouldn't be that much of an issue. So actually, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I think any card that gives me that many choices, I don't hate that much.
No. It's kind of like a pseudo wish artifact, isn't it? Yeah.
That's a good way to describe it. Yeah.
Pseudo wish, something, But no, it's cool. It's a cool mechanic, and
and like you said, Grave, it's the fact that though the only condition is that you have to sacrifice an artificial character, and you can buff any character with it. I think that makes it much better than if it was just like you can only buff artificials with it. So.
Exactly. Giving something Shield 1 is a very potent thing to do.
Yep.
It pretty much makes it almost untouchable. For the most part.
Which is really good.
But no, it's cool. But yeah, as you said, it's definitely a must in an Omnitron deck, which we'll get to in 2 cards' time.
Yes.
Here we go. The anti-air array.
Incredible.
Well, it's just like up your Z. Let's nerf Z, and then let's just make a card that counters Z. Exactly.
That's a shame, man.
Shut up, you. But 5 possible purity. Each time a flying character attacks you, he's dealt 4 damage. So it does work very well against Overseers as well. And again, in the Omnitron deck.
Yeah, same discussion as we're going to have about what we did with the Hulker and Warpath. It's essentially I think it's main boardable, but it's the ultimate sideboard card though.
Oh, absolutely.
So good, and I've seen it being main deck so much. And with like we were saying with the Hulker, with the way the meta could very probably go with the likes of Overseer, you still got the Raw flyers running around all over the place. There's a lot of flyers to be had right now in the format, so I think that you can bet your bottom dollar that some people will be main decking this.
Yeah, and it's not unique, so you can play 3 of these.
And it's an artifact, so it fits in an Omnitron deck. And in an Omnitron deck, it stalls well, because if you get against flyers, then it will end up killing them as well. So,
and it's some of the best art in the set with the 3D.
Incredible.
It's awesome. The detail on it's phenomenal.
It's really, really good. Yeah. I think it's cool. I think it's.
I like the name. I like the name, Lufkig.
It's not got Z in the name. It even says Z. It's taunting me even more. Like,
it's taunting you even more.
It's like.
Oh my god!
It's actually 11, but we'll leave
I know, but just...
it's Z. No, but it's Z. Yeah. Your name is angry minded.
We'll go back to school in Roman numerals.
Okay then. Omnitron. Here we go. Triple purity. The Titan card for Genesis. So 20 cost. Shield. Is that shield? Is it shield 1 or 2, or because it just says shield to me?
It's just a shield to me as well.
Yeah, so I guess it's just indestructible.
Yeah, it's just
yeah. Omnitron cost is reduced by 1 for each artifact you control. At the end of each turn, Omnitron creates 2 10/10 artificial characters with flying. All artificial characters you gain gain +5/+5.
This card is so good.
If you can play
look at 20 cost. You look at 20 costs. It is so good. I'm sorry, because even like you said, Landstead, you sack a bad bot. Okay, costs 5.
Is that how it would work?
No, it's each artifact you control.
Yeah, each artifact you control. Sack a bad bot. You get your Landstead. Aren't they all artificial?
Yeah, I thought there's a distinction between an artifact and artificial, isn't there?
Yeah, it's artifact, not artificial.
Yeah, which is why
that would be OP. That would be just
that'd be fucking stupid. Oh my god, you wish. I'd love it if it worked like that though, DeathStar. That'd be so fucking awesome. It'd be so stupid.
That'd be a turn 8 guaranteed Omnitron every time.
Oh.
And that's bad. Why?
No. This is a divisive card for me. This is one of those divisive community cards that some people are calling broken, other people are calling junk of the set. Like, it genuinely is really weird. Like, so obviously Triple Genesis, you wouldn't play in any other deck anyway, so that doesn't really bother me. It's whether it's playable, and for me, it's an interesting one because you have to build the deck. There's no way you can just slip an Omnitron into an average deck.
No.
You have to build this deck around Omnitron.
My 41st card will be an Omnitron, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I just, for that reason, I don't think it's that good because it's not that the card's not that good. The way I describe it is that the support mechanisms surrounding it, i.e. the other cards in the deck, I don't think are versatile enough to deal with it right now. I don't think it's good enough for that reason, but other people will probably argue that.
Yeah, if someone makes a successful one, I'd love to see it. So
I would love to see it too.
Well, the show match showed one that was okay. The one that WWE had wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
That was a good store deck. I saw the idea with the deck. It's just that, but the problem with that is looking at that deck list. He doesn't have much. You can't change much about that deck. There's not enough artifacts in order to change that much. So that's my problem with it. It doesn't have any versatility. So even if it does become meta, all that ends up happening is people can just build really easy counters to it. I don't know what those counters are yet, but you know what I mean. It's such a predictable deck that you can counter it too easily.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Well, especially since Landstead doesn't work, so there went that idea. Oh well, scrap that deck idea. I guess I should learn to read. Learn to read my cards.
But for some reason, Omnitron reminds me of Independence Day. It just keeps reminding me of it.
Oh my god, I'm so glad you said that. That's so true. That's genius. Yeah. You just expected Will Smith to pop out of it. Welcome to Earth, motherfucker! Bang.
Wow.
All right, so War Machine, another artifact. Obviously, Genesis got a lot of artifacts to be built around Omnitron.
Yeah.
So another 2 cost, very cheap again. So all these artifacts are really cheap to play. Exhaust any number of characters you control. For each character exhausted, War Machine becomes 30% complete. Once War Machine reaches 100%, it creates a 16/16 artificial character in the support zone. So it's kind of like a pseudo shrine that creates characters instead. So yeah, but it's cool, and you can have multiples of these out as well. So yeah, it's pretty. I think it's okay. It takes a long time. The guy's just like nah. It should be really average. It should be really average machine is how it should read. It doesn't, like I said in the last podcast, it does its job okay, but I started an Omnitron deck again. You have to put a lot into it. I understand that artificials, you can get a lot of numbers, which means that because the exhaust doesn't have a cost, you should be able to churn it up faster. But one, you're still having to exhaust something that, even 1 power, you're still exhausting something that could technically deal 1 damage to their fortress. And the payoff is the bit that bothers me. You're having to put War Machine in the deck. You're having to exhaust characters that you could buff up or do other things with. Also, Genesis have a lot of outlets for their resources as it is. There's so many cards that are like X cost where you can rinse all your resources anyway. So you don't need to be able to churn out these creatures to do anything with. And it only gives you a 16/16, a vanilla 16/16. That's not even the biggest creature anyway. It's like you do all of this stuff, death ray, and it doesn't even have any payoff. It doesn't have like it doesn't have a shield. It doesn't have anything like buff all other artificials or something. It doesn't do enough. Only thing I would say could potentially work in is if you add it to a Landstead deck.
Yeah, that was the other applicability because you can spawn those numbers. But like I said,
because then technically you could have an infinite amount. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you'd sack just like a splitter bot. You can have an infinite amount of War Machines every turn. You can have 1 War Machine every turn.
Yeah,
for not much effort.
Also, the one thing I'd have loved in design for this is that it's not stackable, which I'd have loved because I checked that War Machine. Like, if you have 3 War Machines, you have to exhaust for each one rather than it exhausting and it putting the percentage.
That makes sense, though. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense, but I just damn, that'd have been fun.
Yeah, that
way. It might have made it playable then.
That would be actually kind of cool. Actually,
yeah, it'd be playable.
Making them kind of sync with each other.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of interesting.
Playable.
My question is why 13%? Why make it not an even number?
Unlucky for some, I have no idea. It's arbitrary figure.
Because actually, you get more than 100%, which is I don't know why 13. Why 13? Yeah. Why not make it like 20% or 10%? It's just 13 is just a random arbitrary number. Someone sat down and said, let's pick a number. 13, that works. And I just don't understand.
Let's put it down to logic.
Logic. That is
of course,
all.
Logic.
I don't know. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know. But the card, I mean, I probably, again, refunds will give you a way to churn out creatures, especially if you're at a stalemate and you can't break through. Yeah, you can make bigger creatures than they make, but for constructed, I don't see this being playable.
The problem with that, again, though, is also that not many decks could keep up with the demand for exhaust to pump stuff out fast enough, because you need numbers or you need a crap ton of time to be able to just exhaust the one character over and over and over and over again. So I don't even know what
well, if you put it in, let's say you put DOD, Genesis DOD. DOD is good for stalling, and once you get to the point, DOD can't kill you with anything except morale. You can start pumping out creatures that actually can do some damage to your opponent. So, I mean, it's just theory crafting. I mean, we're trying to make a bad card good,
That's a good thing about that, though, actually, because there's a few cards in DoD that rely on, at the end of the turn, if you're in the support zone. So it'd be nice to put those in, exhaust those, and then have them gain the buffer, like the Disciple, or what's the Shaolin Disciple that gains plus when it's in the support zone, like that, exhaust it, and then keeps buffing without having the detriment, so you're gaining double the buff for it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So
you could also, if you ran a 1 GI, 1 sleeper, 1 DOD deck, because then you got the token generation from DOD and sleepers.
Yeah,
that's very true.
But then you might as well run a shrine.
Yeah, exactly.
but then you don't have access to fear, which is stalling and stuff. So
yeah, I think sadly we're just trying to be crude for a second. You're just trying to polish a poo, so it just doesn't work. It's not working.
Well put. All right.
Yeah,
but it has been done.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Genesis for the set. Overall, I've got some fun stuff in there. They've got some good additions to their set with Luca and Support Drone. I think are the two most notable ones.
No, I'm sad for them because they fit well, but I don't think they've had enough still. Considering they've got
a very unique playstyle compared to other.
That's the problem. I think
they're kind of more well-rounded though than some other factions.
Some of them,
they have a playstyle and they've stuck to it, and they've got some new stuff. So
I describe them as a good mid-tier.
Yeah,
they've
always been kind of mid-tier, but they've always been high up in draft. They've been very good in draft.
Yes,
that's where they're kind of right now. So yeah, but then okay, on to Varroa.
Oh, this is the one where we're going to get hate mail. This is the one where everybody's going to say unless they've been nerfed to the ground and all these cards are the worst thing in the world, then Infinity Wars is awful. Trust me, this is so funny.
So, let's start with Acolyte of the Altar. 2 cards for morale 4/4, exhaust, sacrifice type character. Next ability card you use this turn has its cost reduced by 2. I've seen this played in a virus deck.
Okay. Interesting.
Wow. And apparently it works quite well. Obviously, virus and stuff breaks the game completely, regardless.
It still breaks the game.
Yeah.
I thought they fixed that.
But it's for that reason, for playing overcosted cards. It's cool.
Yeah.
Turn 4 Mass Death.
Yeah.
Playing Oblivion a few more turns earlier.
Yeah. Also, you're in a position where you're playing for raw. You're not if you're doing that, and you're probably not going to be having that many creatures that you're going to be willing to sack very nicely or very easily. It's not like you got loads of tokens to sacrifice.
Let's be honest. They do have access to tokens, though.
They have access to it, but whether you run them in these styles of deck where you're just board stalling into huge things is another question.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yep. I don't think it fits the style.
You could play it out, and then if you need to sacrifice something with more options, then because they do have a lot of stuff that could potentially make tokens. They've got obviously Rita. They've got just playing a Rita out and doing this every turn just to save resources.
It's just I just feel like a wealthy noble does a similar job, but just doesn't have this drawback. I just don't see.
The thing is, with the Rita's Thrall, it comes back every 2 turns, so you get it for kind of free every 2 turns.
That's true. It could have some pickability, but also it's very destroyable as well. At the point that you may want it, it's very killable at the time that's crucial for you to use it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that this would probably spawn a different type of Varroa if you played it. A more creature-heavy Varroa. I just don't know if it's going to fit in any type of the control Varroa or the morale Varroa variants of decks. I don't know if it fits in those, but maybe it'll open the door going forward. As we all know, that cards are going to eventually start cycling out to give Varroa a different type of play style where maybe they play with more creatures, and reducing the cost of something by 2 ends up being worth it. So, but I don't know.
Does this make it? Does this fit? Do you think they designed this for Oblivion? Just because of its horrifically large cost?
Yeah, potentially.
That I don't know for sure.
But maybe not. It just means you can play stuff for cheap.
Yeah.
Spells that are already cheap, you play for cheaper.
Oh, man. Here's a card. No.
Yeah. But no, we'll see where it goes. Maybe some people will come up with some fun stuff with this.
Yeah.
Right. On to the Soul Seller, the first agent call of this set that we're looking at. 2 purity, 3 cost, 5 morale. Can evolve at the end of every turn. Agent call Soul Seller gains +1/-1. If you would die from this ability, instead evolves into a 20/20 demon dragon with flying and unstoppable. A lot of people are doing some cool combos with this, like using Hubris on it.
Yeah.
Playing this out turn 3, Hubris on it turn 4, and then you get turn 4 or 5 dragon.
Wow.
Which does work.
That would do work.
as apparently be using it with Shiraz in command. Apparently that works.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And then you use like Apparition the turn after, and it's like you got 20 dragons turn 6. Hello.
Wow. Well, there you go. There's a different type of Aurora deck.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Wow. That's actually pretty potent.
So,
Yeah,
when I first looked
card.
at it, I was like, he might be all right. But then when you start adding him into the format with other cards, that actually seems like...
Yeah, he has to die from the ability.
Yes, from the ability, yep.
Yeah, so like if you get him down to a 1/1, like
really easy. Hubris of the Strong gets him to a 1/1 automatically. So then at the end of the turn, he would die. And so would the dragon come in at the end of the turn or the beginning of next turn?
That I don't know. It evolved during the end of the turn. Wouldn't it?
Okay, so you'd have the dragon for
You'd
next
have the dragon
turn.
next turn, yeah.
Yeah, wow. That's
the only question I have is can you build other deck? Can you build a Varroa deck that just has him in as opposed to building for this whole turn 4 dragon thing?
Yeah, it might be better having him in the deck because it's kind of like I don't know.
Because that's the only problem I might have with them is that it doesn't feel like an every Varroa kind of deck card, especially at 3. There's so much competition at that drop in Varroa. There's a lot in that.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know about that. That's why I don't think that he's the best legendary of the set by any means. But he's still cool. He's still playable. Even as a like 8/8 body that'll like become more aggressive over time for a little bit isn't too bad. Even though it doesn't fit with their playstyle, unless, which is what I'm thinking might happen, we might see a more aggressive Varroa coming out. This card might fit into that, like Siphoner decks. I think when we go later on with Oblivion, I think are actually going to be a bit playable now, like really good. Not that they weren't before, but like more playable now. And this card might fit into that archetype well, without having to necessarily be all about that dragon combination.
But yeah, like even you could use like turn 1 lightning blast on your own Soul Seller to just rack down that cost even more. So there's a lot.
Also, art's really cool.
Oh yeah,
really
awesome
good.
Well.
It's really cool, and the sword reminds me of the Soul Edge from Soul Calibur. If anybody's played that,
yeah.
Oh my god, it looks so cool. Really good.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Moving on, Apparition. Yeah, 6 cost. 2 purity, 10 morale. When you play Apparition, it becomes a copy of target character on the battlefield. So yeah, it's just a copy card, pretty strong.
Yeah,
be used in so many different ways.
Yeah, very strong.
But I'm glad the fact that it is 2 purity.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Oh my god, it had
that
to be.
splashable.
No,
thanks.
Nope. It's good. It does everything it needs to do. I mean, I'm glad they changed it from the whole, like, it can do it from the command zone. I'll say that straight off.
Yes.
That was dumb. But all it does, like, the biggest applicability to me, outside of just, like, here's a big creature, is that it responds to stuff from other factions well. Like if, say, Warpath are playing against you, oh, what's that? Normally you might have less good creatures than Varroa. Well, I can respond by copying that amazing creature as well. So it does what you needed to do when you needed to do it.
That's what it says on the tin.
Yeah, it's a really good card. I think you're going to see a lot of applicability to that card.
Yeah, if you're playing double Varroa, it's kind of like you should put it in.
Yeah, there's no reason why you shouldn't, because like their drawback should be that they don't have as good creatures, but this essentially just gives you their good creatures.
Or if you have good creatures, you make more of them.
You can make more.
Yeah, exactly, because it doesn't even have to be theirs. Yeah.
Demon of Fear, multiple flyers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's good.
And because, yeah.
All right, there we go.
Cool.
Good. Yeah, moving on.
Awesome.
Master of Demons. This is one of the new 1-drops. I love the art for this. It's just awesome. I love the art style for this. But 1 cost, 3 morale, 1/1. When you play Master of Demons, it gains +3/+3 for each demon you control on the battlefield.
Yeah.
So the wrong faction, but I like the card.
Well, the thing is, like with the new Vizier, it kind of works because obviously it's exiles and everything. So
yeah.
No, but again, it's one of those cards that yes, I understand, but from my standpoint and looking at it, how would she be able to control Vizier? How is she the master of Vizier? Don't see it at all.
No.
I could see this card being. I mean, obviously, the use of this is splashed with exiles. I mean, there's not enough demons in Varroa to make this playable by itself. It's definitely a splash card, and the 1 purity makes it splashable, and it could get really big.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, it could. Yeah, definitely.
She could be really big.
And for 1 cost as well.
Yes, absolutely. And you don't play it at 1 cost. It's one of those cards that you can play much later in the game, and get great value out of it.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem with the card though is that it lives and dies with the synergy of demons. So it's one of if demons take off, if exiles become incredible, or that this combination that you've been talking about, DeathStar takes off, it takes off. Without it, it completely dies.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's not a good card without that, because you don't play that. You don't play that in a single purity Varroa.
No.
You don't.
I'll play a 1/1 for 1. Yes, go.
Pasta. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Cool. Right. Summoner of the Deep. 1 purity. 3 cost. 6 morale. Pay 2. Sacrifice target cards you control. Summoner of the Deep creates a 4/4 flying demon in your support zone. It's okay. It's 4/4. Very killable. I don't know. Like, it's the sacrifice thing again.
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I don't not like it. It's okay, but like once again, like we keep talking.
You'd rather play like a summoning stone.
Yeah, completely agree.
Because
a great way to describe it.
You can make them just as fast. You can make them for cheaper.
And it's harder to get removed, whereas this is piss easy at 4 defense. I see a lot of people playing this card though, but I don't see why massively.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because the payoff doesn't seem.
Yeah.
Yeah, the payoff doesn't seem there for me. I think the only reason why I see people doing it is for this whole like dump into the graveyard stuff, like killing stuff. It dumps more stuff into the graveyard to keep doing that in a sleepers combination with it. I'm seeing that happening quite a lot. So with what's the unlimited zombie card called? Oh crap. That's
Come on, Grave.
Oh no! Don't do this to me now. Oh, brain. Endless Horde, yeah, Endless Horde, yeah, that one, yeah. I see a lot with that. Whoa. I hate you guys, please. I'm the zombie lord, please.
No, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, like, if you made a combination with this with Unending Drones and Master of Demons, like, some cool synergy there.
Yeah, that's true.
That could be kind of cool.
That could be.
It's all like squishable. You won your Answer's Wrath and your whole strat is blown.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Yeah. There's so many 4-kill stuff being so in the meta, it just doesn't fit for me.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what people do with it.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right, Warped Swarmer. There's another one of the Swarmers. 2 cost. It's a pretty cheap 1/5/5. If Warped Swarmer is on the battlefield, when an insectoid you control dies, all your opponent characters take 1 damage. So, obviously, it fits with the kind of the swarm If you have lots of them out and lots of them are dying, you are doing more damage and stuff. So
it's so good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's one of the more playable swarmers. Definitely.
Very much so. Yes, you're playing that swarmer deck. It just there's
and
nothing
splashing
more.
Varroa, you can't go wrong with splashing Varroa half the time. So
no, you cannot. But it does show for me though. Problem with it is the first of the I'm calling them the lazy arts of the swarmers, because what is it? There's a couple of them that are really well done. Like the artificial one's actually really well done. They've got a cool robot leg on there. They've got an incredible deep background. This, I think
added a bit of
this,
purple to it. And
the DOD, yeah, it's like put a bit of purple. Right, this DOD and the Flame Dawn one, like especially the Flame Dawn one, we'll get to that in a bit. Yeah. It looks laughable. I don't get it. I don't get what happened there. I feel like there was a bit of a lazy copy paste job, sadly, on that one. But as a card, playable, good in these kinds of decks. Like these are all synergistic decks. So if the Swarmer deck exists, this will be in it.
Yeah, as I said before, it'd be artificial, warpath, warped swarmers. Those three are probably the three to go, I think.
Yes.
But no,
yeah, very much so.
I do want to make a deck with that, and I'll probably be trying that soon. So I'll let you know how that goes.
Okay, cool.
Let you know how that goes.
I don't really have much to say. It's just it's okay. I'm kind of the one damage is just like I don't know how that would affect a lot of stuff in the game. I mean, if it did 2 damage as they died, then that would be a lot more.
Yeah, but if you think about it, like 1 damage extra every turn for just having a 2-cost card in your support zone is pretty good if something dies.
And also, you're assuming you got to remember you could block with the insectozoids, and then obviously they're dealing with the damage in the defense, and then it could topple things that are better than it, so it trades off again.
Yeah.
So I thought like you as well, Death, but then like stuff like Rampant Virus that we'll get into later, it really shows me what -1ing stuff on the battlefield can actually do. So that's I've got to apply that same logic to this card as well.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Right. Okay. Blood Arrow. 2 purity, 2 costs. As an addition, playing Blood Arrow, sacrifice a character, so it's sacrifice again.
Yeah.
Deal 10 damage to that character on the battlefield.
I'm going to rant here.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Simon Cowell.
Yeah, go for it.
When they first released this card, it was like really good. I really am not a fan of the fact that you sacrifice a creature in addition to paying its cost and then do 10 damage. I think that for Varroa, this card should have been like you lose health or you deal damage to your fortress, and then kind of like, because if you think of it, now let's just take the card Philosophy. It's a blood arrow. You're using something from yourself to get an effect, and that's the way the card seems to me. So to me, they should have done it in a way that sacrifice the creature. Okay, you sacrifice a 1/1 creature to do 10 damage. That is a huge amount of damage to do to something for such a little cost. And 2 is like, I just think that they should have made it where I'm going to sacrifice something of myself, i.e., like I said, damage to the fortress or 10 damage, or even if it was 1-to-1, 10 you take 10 damage to kill something that you need to get rid of. I just think that this card, I don't know. It's a good card. That's not my issue with it. My issue is the flavor of the card in with the set and with what Varroa does. To me, it totally doesn't fit them at all. And I just, other than that, that's my rant on the card. I think it should have been something more to get that effect, because 10 damage is a huge amount of damage to do early in the game, or even later in the game.
I also don't like it. I don't think it's like I've seen some people really rate this card and say it's incredible, but okay, first and foremost, it's a card that's clearly designed for playing as removal, so it's going to be in control decks, right? A lot of control decks don't have the creatures to sacrifice, and remember, this is double purity, so you're more in the Varroa realms now. They have expensive, good costed creatures. They don't have little sack outlets that can just do that well. On top of that, on 1 more mana, you have great removal. I understand this hits support zone, but you're talking to the faction that can hit anything anywhere with some of the most incredible removal cards in the format. This doesn't seem to fit. Also, on top of that, it's like okay, let's assume you really were desperate to kill something in the support zone. Are you on turn 2 going to sacrifice a creature? Where are you getting that creature from on turn 1, first and foremost? And 2, what are you going to kill that's in the support zone that requires you to do 10 damage to it on turn 2? It doesn't fit. And later on in the game, and by the point it becomes applicable, that damage and that being able to sacrifice, there's other cards that do it better.
Yeah,
straight up.
Again, if you're drafting, great card. Riff Run, absolutely great. But in constructed, I just don't see it with a place. And again, unless Varroa morphs into something more aggressive, where they actually play in creatures, I just don't. I think that the card just doesn't do. It's okay for what it does, but I just think that they could have done much more with it to make it a really good card. But
yeah, I get you.
So.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree with pretty much everything you said there. So yeah,
cool.
All right, cool. I love the art though. The art's awesome.
Yeah,
art's amazing. Art, absolutely amazing.
Fantastic. Yep. Here we go. Rant time. Oblivion.
Rant time.
So this is the Titan, obviously. Well, not Titan, but Ability Titan kind of card for.
The alternate casting cost.
Yeah. Again, like some people have been saying, this is just OP nerf now, blah blah blah. But then it is very difficult to play. It's a very, very late game thing. And if you're drawing out with like Varoria and taking your time, then yeah, it's very playable. In long games, it's extremely playable. And I've seen decks based around this using recycles and Gather Thoughts. And this was played to me earlier, actually. But I will rant about this. Why is it not a unique ability? Is beyond me. When things like surprise defense are unique and they're very unplayable. This is it's very hard to get out, but it is playable and it's not unique. Like really,
and on top of that, and the logic with that extends even further. Like the other cards in the set, the other Titans, like Titan of the New Worlds is unique. Zombie Abomination is unique.
Why is it not unique?
Yeah, why is it not unique?
It needs to be.
I think that may have been something that might have been overlooked because I didn't think about it. But let's dissect this card for a second. Let's say you get when you play Varroa, you're playing control already, so you pretty much can say that you're controlling the board state. 10 ability cards, not unreasonable to think that Varroa would have put in the graveyard at any point in the game. That makes this cost 15. I'm already stalling the game. All I have to do is take 9 resources, and build myself up to 15, and it's game over. And that's still not saying if I can reduce the cost even further by playing more ability cards. I think that even at 25, this is still playable enough to where it is a scary card to be in the format. I think
it's basically like a countdown. So if you don't win before it, this will just own you.
Yeah.
Because I did actually play a game earlier today. I was trying out a triple DoD deck, and I came across a triple Varroa deck. And I was doing quite well against it. Then he played this, and I managed to come back a little bit after he played this. I managed to kill he discarded my entire hand. He had that 2020 dragon, and I managed to kill it. I got good draws. But then he played it again 2 turns later.
Wow.
And that was it. So that's where I'm just like, really? Surprise defense is unique, and this isn't?
Yeah. I've been flip-flopping on this card quite a lot. I first read it and I was like, oh my god, Varroa, I've got another one. It's broken. Please, Lightmare, stop doing this. Then I kind of sat down and started thinking about it. And then I realized straight away that getting that amount of spells might need to be designed around rather than it just fitting wholly in a control deck. Although I'm starting to come around to the idea that may not necessarily wholly be true. It's, for me, I like thinking about its closest comparable rival, probably in Cataclysm.
It'd be Calamity.
Calamity, sorry, Calamity rather, But, and it's...
I think it's
better.
Slightly better than Calamity.
That's the thing, and that's one of the best epics for neutral right now. And triple Varroa, let's not start on the fact that they have enough reasons to go triple purity. This is another tool in their arsenal, and unlike Cataclysm, it messes up every card in the game your hand is gone, so you have no answers. Unlike you may be, I don't know, expecting a calamity, so you might be able to sit back and like store a card advantage. You can't do that here. No. And as the worst part, here's the 2020. Here's the 2020. Like it's like the final little nail in the coffin. This is like a calamity that's a game winner, not a ball, not like a reset.
It's not a table flip. It's a table flip just for your opponent's side.
Yes.
It's like getting a saw and cutting the table in half and going, screw your table.
Yeah. And you can play Calamity. And you can play Calamity with it. So, if you need to reset the board, okay, I reset the board earlier in the game. And then you have to rebuild. And I'm building towards basically destroying everything.
That's a very good point.
Like, it's basically, if you're playing triple for Raw, you might as well throw one of these in and bump out to 41.
Yeah.
Because it's a very late game stuff. You're not going to have many cards left, so you're probably going to have it in your hand at the time you're going to use it.
Yeah. Like, how do you also, as most factions, how do you top deck an answer to it? Like, let's assume you're in a scenario where
I just said I managed to survive an Oblivion.
How? I was going to ask you that. How?
I drew a Spirit of the Ancient Guardian. Like,
I
drew it, threw it out, and was like, yeah!
And you can imagine that there's not many answers to it. Like, top decking removal is pretty much it. Otherwise, it's like, right, you got to wait, keep drawing cards every turn, top deck your way to potentially getting... And that's not even winning the game. That's just stopping them from winning the game.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have to draw the cards as well, so...
Yeah.
Because obviously you have no cards, and you obviously draw one, so you have to at least... If that's not anything, that's one card. If you haven't got anything else, you have to draw something else to be able to even play it, and then you might not even need to play it, because it's only, you have 5 resources.
Yeah, you'll start having to use your trade post to try and build your hand back up again to be able... And that's wasted turns that gives them chance.
Most people are going to have to use it twice. That's all your 10 resource gone.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get hit for 20 regardless.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, thought?
yeah, pretty much. I think we've pretty much said, we've ranted about that, I think.
Yeah.
I don't, again, definitely, I think they need to change. Yeah, they need to make it a unique card.
You need to make it a unique, at least.
Unique that if there's one in the graveyard, you can't play one again.
But then again, that's still not too much of a problem for Varroa, because most Varroas now are running 3 recycles and 3 other thoughts. But it still needs to be done.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Void Split. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, easy. Don't get it. Don't get its applicability. Now all the sets I still don't understand it. There we go.
It's meant to kill splitter bots. That's all it's for. To get 4 splitter bots, I guess. That's about the only thing I can think of.
But it doesn't even make splitter bots. It makes demons.
Okay, so you get 2 bots and 2 demons. That's about the only thing you'll get. So you get 4 out
with Master of Demons, maybe.
Shit. All
right. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Next
card. Ultra Binding. 3 purity. 3 cost. Artifact type cards on the battlefield is bound to the current zone until Ultra Binding is destroyed. It's good. I like it.
Already discussed it. It's ultimate sideboard for unique blocking. But outside of that, it's I don't know whether I like it for anything other than that.
The thing is, like, it's comparable to what, I don't know if you guys were here when Word of Command did exactly what this does.
Yeah.
But for 2
costs.
costs.
It to a zone. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously they changed Word of Command so it only does it for a turn because it was really, really powerful back then.
Yeah, that's insane.
And it's good to see they actually brought this mechanic back, but in a different way. And I really kind of like the way they've done it. So
yeah,
and it's very splashable.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a decent card for overall.
But what applicability does it have? Like, outside of what I just said about it, like you keeping it unique on the battlefield, like really what's it doing?
No. Like the Word of Command, the way it used to be, where it used to lock to a zone, which this now does for obviously. Yeah. I used like all the time, because.
So put something to a support zone and then lock it to the support, and then you can't attack with it.
Best example is someone brings out a Hidden by Clouds, you just lock it to the defense zone and go, screw you can't attack with it, or.
But can't a Death Ray sort most cards out anyway?
Yeah, but. Obviously, you might not have a Death Ray in your hand. You might have used them all, or
then a Hubris. Then, like that's what I'm saying. You have 3 mana costing cards in a Varroa deck.
But the thing is, like with a Death Ray, it does work as a support zone. So you could be like, right, well, I don't know when he's going to play this. I'm going to lock it to somewhere.
That's why you got an Annihilate. See what I'm getting at? It's getting.
But it's splashable. It's splashable though.
That's true. Splashability. I'll grant you that one.
Yeah. So
again, probably a riff run card. really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really,
Not
really
so
good
much-
Riff and Dolph, definitely, yeah.
Not so
and
much
good sideboard.
constructed. Yeah, for constructed, there's other things you can be doing at 3 costs. So, you know, because at worst case scenario, you can word or command something and then death ray it. So, you know, that's 5 costs, but still, there are other options than
It just gives you more cards to play with.
Yeah.
To do those kind of combos with. So, yeah. All right. So that's Varroa for the set. They've got some potent stuff. They've got some kind of Nair sacrifice stuff. And some,
Yeah, it's a weird design for Varroa. I think
I think in the next set they might go in a different direction for them and kind of build on what they've done in this set, which would make more sense.
I can feel that. But then the problem I'm having with Varroa is that just before we were saying, oh, Warpath, don't give them much else because they already have enough. But Varroa have been given some potent tools, yet they already have more than enough.
Well, that's Varroa for you.
Sorry, viewers, they're still really strong. Sad face.
Oh well,
they're not gonna like that.
Flame Dawn, here we go.
Yeah,
I like this. Some of the new Flame Dawn stuff. It's really good.
Yep.
But Aberon's Apprentice, we've talked about this last week. A couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Average junk.
Average, meh.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Flame Dawn
Walking like a boss.
I will say, Flame Dawn did definitely get some love this set that they really needed to make them, you know, if you wanted to go double, triple Flame Dawn, you actually probably could and get some mileage out of it.
Yeah.
Before, it was nearly no reason to play triple Flame Dawn. So...
Yeah. We'll get around to that, but I don't know if I wholly agree, but we'll get around to it.
But anyway, I'm just going to ruin this card for both of you. If you watch his jacket, it twitches and it's really irritating. You watch the bottom of his jacket.
Oh, don't!
And it twitches,
ruined it.
And I've ruined it for everyone.
All right, fair play. I've ruined cards for you guys, so actually that's fair.
Shiraz, sort it. It's really annoying.
Oh my god! Damn it!
It just twitches and it's really irritating. He's walking like a boss though. Apart from that.
Yeah, he looks cool.
Yes.
All right.
Bad haircut, but walks like a boss.
Yeah. There you
go.
All right, Grave, you want to rant about the Blazing Swarmer look again?
Oh, look at it. For God's sake, guys. It's just, I swear, they've just got the old art and copied and pasted a 5-minute dagger job
it's Pat
on
as
it.
well. You can have a go at Pat.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Pat. He's such a good artist as well. That's why it just bugs me that this doesn't feel... bugs me.
It bugs you.
Yes.
Maybe he spent too long on his own card, Mad Monk, so...
that's probably it.
That's where he spent all his time.
Yeah, I just think the Swarmers, they could have done more with them.
I understand why they all look the same, but...
I do as well, but it's just a little bit weak on the weekend. Same with the DoD one in a bit as well. But as a card, it's it's not good. Just because, by the point that it's on the battlefield... What?
Does it give cards in your hand charge? Or is it,
I think so. That's what I read it as, because otherwise isn't it completely pointless?
Yeah, exactly. So just
otherwise, all characters you control. Actually,
it says all characters. Yeah.
Yeah. No, maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. Maybe you play it down.
Pointless.
Well, no, because you could play stuff down to the support. You play that a Blazing Swarmer, then the next thing would have charge. But even then, that's so bad that it's almost pointless.
But
that one's stumping me a little bit, actually.
Try it because. If you play one of these out and then all the insane targets you play after that have charge, that's potent. That's pretty potent. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to play with it and see if it works. I haven't played with it yet.
But even if that is the case, how potent is that really? By that point,
that's pretty good actually, because things that Swarmer lacks is it's meant to be kind of a beat down rush-ish deck. So it gives it kind of a bit more stability in that fact that it can actually push you down if you have one of these out.
Yeah, but what about the fact that it's 4 again? How many? You can't put all of these in as a 4-drop. So where do you drop? I feel like this is the droppable one.
I get you.
Just out of all the ones I've seen so far.
I think we'll come back. We'll get around. We'll talk about this in our streams, I think. We'll come back because we'll actually have to test it first.
Yeah.
Because I haven't played it at all yet. So, yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Ember Starter. Good.
Yeah.
It's solid.
Good.
Really, really good card. 4 cost. It does only 6 damage, but it attacks twice, and it's got charge.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's splashable. It's good. It's really good.
People are going to hate me for saying this. It's a bit like Sol, that we're going to talk about in a bit. It's not far off. It doesn't have flying, but it has. It hits twice, but it also has charge, and it's the same cost and has the same amount of attack as well. So, and that card is one of the most demanded cards of the set. So, this gives everything that Flame Dawn would want to kind of not quite top out a curve, but not far off as well.
Yeah.
It hits hard, and it's I love cards like it's the same in Magic that have instant payoff by doing it because it has charge. It has that. It's unpredictable. Like your board state. The worst thing I have for Flame Dawn right now is that like you can very often predict what they're so predictable because you assault zone them. They most of the time they go in a specific order, like Bromix at the back, etc. That you can kind of predict what they're going to do. This makes them that little bit more unpredictable.
Yeah, agreed. Also, it feels a very good void in the 4-cost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there aren't many 4-cost stuff that's with charge. If not any.
Is there any?
Because, you used to obviously play Knight on turn 2, Kali turn 3.
Bromix on 4
You're
commands.
usually playing like a 3-cost or just a load of aspirants. You're not really playing anything that's 4-costs. So...
Yeah, I just played Bromix from Command Zone on 4, but even then, this is still. I see what you mean though. If you if it gets destroyed, this still is, and it's splashable as well. That's the other thing that everyone needs to talk about. And what happens, by the way, if you give this another double? If you use Swift Strike,
well, Swift Strike has been changed, so it adds 1 extra attack. So this would attack 3 times.
So this is attack 3 times. Yeah, it's like
the change instead of doing double attack. So, if you give it to a fire start, it would attack 4 times.
I know it's a bit of an investment in both cards and that, but that's basically a pseudo fire starter, right?
If you put this with it'd be really good if you put a protector. Is it protector? Yeah, the 2 lives, Flame Dawn 1. Command
Resolute Knight.
Resolute Knight. Yeah. Resolute Knight with GI, 2 GI. Ember Starter would be a very nice kind of throw out buff into kind of late game.
Yeah,
that's gonna hurt you.
And you can give it evasion with that as well.
That's very true. Give him a jetpack.
Give him a jetpack.
Give him a jetpack. That's a very good combo. Yeah,
and we know how much we all want to play that card. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, it's a cool card, and I think it's quite sought after. It's a rare as well, and I think it's deserving of a rare as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
definitely. All right, Flame Dawn Centurion. 2 purity, 3 cost. Flame Dawn Centurion has +2 for each other character in the same zone as it. It's with an aspirant deck, it could do quite well from a command slot from taking the 3-drop.
Yeah.
It could replace a Kali because the damage could be quite good. Actually, in some cases, I would play this over a 3-drop Kali. One, because Kali with 8 always seemed a bit squishy to me.
Yes.
For doing the 10 damage. And this coming down to 5, it's still going to probably end up doing more damage. Like, if you're playing aspirants or just, you played an aspirant and a paladin or something, by turn 3, it's still going to be more characters.
Yeah.
Do more damage than a Kali.
Yeah, it's one of those that you're either looking to trade off with a creature or you're looking to give it some kind of evasion. As a flat-out 3-drop, just for its sake, it's a bit conditional. But
it's definitely you want to trade something good with this. That's definitely its purpose.
But there's other cards I've thought that in the past, like, I don't know, Ghost Knight, is it 2 with a 7/1? But these kind of cards, I don't feel like they work as well, because Kali can survive stuff.
In my experience, yeah, she can, but in my experience, 70% of the time, she just dies when she kills something. Yeah, she kills it, but she dies at the same time.
And to really get into the meta for a second, this is a 3-drop. Kali's a 3-drop. With the recent changes to Kali the Purifier, that makes Kali the Purifier, it's competing with that. It still doesn't light my world on fire. It has Immolate. Yes, it's irrelevant, but it does have some applicability. And the more important one now is Graveyard Hate is not to be snuffed at from this set. I really don't think it's to be snuffed at, and that Kali really does that well, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
It's not bad. It's okay. It's one of it's a filler. It's a good filler.
It's an alternative 3-drop from command, and that's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah.
It definitely kind of from the hand, but from command, definitely can get from command. But
and there's only 3 morals if you want something less than a Kali, so because Kali's 8.
Yeah,
so that's true. That as well. Right. So, right. Flame Dawn Commando.
So glad for the change to this card.
It's so unbelievably powerful. It's on par with the Fluffy Rhino.
How can you squeeze any more value out of a 1-drop? Like, how can you squeeze any more?
You can't. You can't.
I don't know.
It's a lightning blast with a body attached to it.
Yeah. It's so powerful.
It's so strong.
It needs to be changed back down to 3 because
damn.
It's
really good.
I understand a lot of the 1-drops are really potent that they've given them, but then some of them are just terrible.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm glad they moved it up. I'm glad they moved it up from 2 because the 2 damage it did was really irrelevant. The 3 damage I think would have been the happy medium of it. 4 is really strong, and it's not like Flame Dawn didn't need it. Flame Dawn really has been lacking a lot of oomph.
That is true. So giving them does give them a bit more oomph. I agree with you. So we'll have to see where it settles. It is really powerful as a card by its stands.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but as you say, it does give Flame Dawn that well-needed oomph that I think they do need. So,
it
could be one of them really powerful value cards that could stick around for a while.
Incredible card, though.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Because also, it's not completely irrelevant when you draw it later on, where you can deal 4 damage to anything later on. So,
yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, Hildrek, the Fist of Dawn, with that Tash.
They changed his name. Oh no.
Why? What was his name?
I can't remember his name before.
Baldo.
Was it Baldo?
Yeah. Oh my god. Can you imagine if that stuck?
I hope they don't kill me on the QA team, but yes, Baldo.
Yes.
Baldo.
That's great.
Much better name. But
yeah.
This card, unfortunately, right now is pretty much unplayable.
It's
just too much.
Way too much. Someone was trying to argue on my stream today that it was really like playable, play me. I haven't played them yet with it, but it's just not that good. And this is the reason why I'm wondering why the comment that DeathStar made about why triple Flame Duel is so much more playable, because this certainly isn't the reason to go it.
This needs to come down. This needs to come down a lot.
It still needs. It's already come down since last night. They changed it. It was wasn't it 30 last night?
Was it? I thought it was.
Or was it 25?
I thought it was always 20 when it came on live. I'm not sure.
Maybe
I'm wrong.
I swear it's changed.
It still needs to come down to like not quite 15. I think 16 would be a happy medium.
Something like that.
But
yeah.
Then, even then, it's one of these. It's the same with Bloodbath. It's exactly the same with Bloodbath. These are cards that you play when you're already winning.
Yes.
If you've got to play this, because obviously they're a rush faction, you want to rush them down as quickly as possible. So let's say it's turn 8.
Yeah.
If you've got 6 characters out, it's still not even playable. Like.
Yeah. So
this card should have been, and then one of the things that I had asked was that this should be to the amount of damage done to the fortress the previous turn. The amount of characters is so for Flame Dawn it's like they're like 2 toughness. Like. A heat wave wipes away your characters, and you'll never play this guy.
Yeah,
like,
but
exactly.
if it was damage, let's say you did 20 damage to the fortress the previous turn, this makes this guy like infinitely. Even if this guy was at 30 cost, if you did 20 damage to the fortress the previous turn, that makes this guy so much playable. Flame Dawn is not designed to. I'm going to build up an army of creatures to attack you. This card is horribly. It just does not work.
Yeah, Flame Dawn is rushing, trading well, and hitting the fortress.
Yeah.
Like, and that doesn't synergize with that at all. It just needs to come down or change it. As you said, it's like.
Wait. What makes it worse is it's not even splashable. You can't even like put that in other decks to spawn more creatures to get them out even faster. Although you may not need to wholly do that, but at least stuff that might be able to survive. Because, like you said, the condition of it just having stuff get killed, and then you can't do anything with him. You're never going to get the amount of creatures, and if you do, you should have won. So
exactly. If
Flame Dawn having 10, 15 creatures in play, the turn that you would be able to cast that,
it's farcical.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. It's the same with Bloodbath. You already win the game by the time you get to play it.
It's true.
But like with this, like. I could go on a little bit of a rant about the 3 purity cards.
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Like DoD, Exiles, and Flame Dawn, the 3 purity stuff isn't that playable. Like, come on. Like, you give like Varor and Warpath and even Genesis, 3 purity cards that are playable.
Yep.
And
in
add
some
to
way,
the
shape,
faction.
or form.
Yeah, they are playable. They're hard to get out, but they are playable.
Yes.
Especially from Varor.
And
Warpath. But then they keep adding cards that are really good, but then they take them down way too much. And
well, here's my philosophy: is if you're going to give something the triple purity moniker, let's take out the legendary and epic status because they don't want to build their game around that. But if you're going to give something triple purity, it needs to be something that is impactful on the game. Like if I'm going to play this in a deck and go 3 purity, I should be rewarded for playing 3 purity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This does not reward you for playing 3 purity. This makes you say, I am not playing 3 purity. Why would I? There is nothing in 3 purity that I would want to play.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one card in Flame Dawn right now that you play 3 purity, and that's Flame Dawn Fanatic. But even then,
that's not worth it. It's not worth it to do that.
No.
So but when we get to DoD, I'll have another run. Because
Hey,
you know what I'm
so
like.
you look forward to that one.
You know what
Stay
I'm like.
tuned.
Stay tuned for more ranting. So
Okay.
Right,
Hildrick, horrible.
Yeah. Moving on to Immolation Drone. I said this card is cute, and Terramus just shunned me for it completely. He was like, "It's not cute. Shut up."
That's a great Terramus impression, by the way. Yeah. Genius. It's like
it's a little cute drone, like the support drone. I like it. Obviously, you don't want to give it a hug because it'll burn you to death, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's cute in that burn you to death kind of way. Yeah.
I think it's a bit overcosted, but I kind of like it.
It's overcosted, and it shouldn't be a 2/4.
Yeah,
it should be a 4/2, and it should probably at 3. It's almost playable. 2 would make it much more playable, but it just for 4 cost. What would Flame Dawn do with this? This just does nothing at all for Flame Dawn. Period. The immolation ability, if it worked the way they would have liked it to work, it would be a great ability. But it's the card. It's just bad. I like
the concept behind it, but it needs to change to be able to be.
Yeah, it needs to change a lot. It doesn't work, and in Genesis,
make it Immolation 2 or like.
Well, not even that. This is the way. Let's think of a fire. If a fire starts, it just doesn't do a little bit. If a fire starts, it continues to burn. So immolation should be each turn. It should do 1, then the next turn 2, then the next turn 3. That would make sense of immolation.
It should stack up elimination on those characters. So it keeps ticking over every turn. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
If you're going to give it immolation 1, then it's 1/2. If it's going to be immolation 4, then it's 4/8. It should be an exponential, an exponential stackable thing to make it worthwhile. With it as it is, it's just a horrible mechanic and a horrible card to have the mechanic on. I love you guys at Nightmare. Trust me, this is not anything against you, but I just don't see the purpose of this card at all.
Yeah,
not splashable, not playable.
Once again, not every card can be a superstar, So definitely one of them.
You're correct. Okay. I can't even put it in my bike tires to make noise. So.
All right. One of the best looking cards in the set, Kali Ascended, of course.
Yeah.
So there's not much else to say about the card really, because it is just Kali with flying and does a bit of damage.
Yeah, but it's kind of more relevant. Because Immolate, if this is even possible, is even more irrelevant on this card, just because it's flying already. I know there's more prominent flying in the format, but it still doesn't mean that you're as often going to be tangling with it as when the ground one is there.
Yeah, Immolate on Kali has always been pointless.
Irrelevant, and this has made it even more irrelevant. So what's the point? And it's lazily designed.
Yeah, I agree. They could have done more to it.
They could have done way more to this card. Although that doesn't mean to say it's unplayable by any means. It's splashable, and it's actually quite a good card.
Costed flyer.
That's
really good.
Exactly. Yeah,
I understand what they've done lore wise, because obviously they're just kind of slowly ranking her up, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But no.
And
when you can choose the either or faction, this is going to be just really, really.
She's also quite command zonery, or just generally Yeah, she's good just because like it gives Flame Dawn Flyer, so both offensively and defensive capabilities that they may not have been able to deal with flying in the past. They now can. They work in Overseers well, so yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, once they had you can choose it in command, then it'd be more playable.
Yeah,
right now, not many people will play it, but
no.
Yeah.
Now, my question is that now we're going back to Immolate just for a quick moment. With the Immolate mechanic, now if they had a way that, let's say, if Callie fought something, does she immolate it if she fights them?
Yeah,
she does. Now, if they had other cards that allowed you to be able to throw that immolate around, then I think that the immolate mechanic would be a lot better than it is as it is right now. If you had a way to put something or give her the ability to, fight another character or attack another character and immolate them, the immolate ability would be better. As it stands right now, if you block with her, she's going to kill 9 times out of 10 what she blocks. So the immolate really is just kind of like, okay, there is a chance that she would fight something that's bigger than her that the immolate could affect, but she's flying. So what is she going to be flying, attacking? Demon of Fear, it's going to die anyway, but good as the immolate. So just immolate on her just seems to be a rather redundant ability.
Yeah, it's just they put it on there because it's on the previous versions, and
if they would have given her exhaust, immolate target character, or something, immolate 5 a target character on battlefield or something, then that would be really strong.
Oh yeah,
because then you would be able to start doing removal that way. Instead
it just seems like with Z and Luca, they've modified the Ascended versions and changed their abilities slightly, not just giving it flying. So I think they should have done. Yeah, I know what you mean. They should have done more with it potentially, and just added something different to it. But for the most part, if you ignore the immolate and flying, it's still good.
Yeah,
it's still extremely worthwhile playing and stuff. So yeah,
absolutely.
All right, cool. Yeah. All right, strength in numbers. 1 cost. Target character gains +1/+0 for each character you control.
Don't get it.
It's more of a rushy thing, and it's kind of it's coming back to the trading well thing with Flame Dawn.
It's fine, but it's not even rushy though, because you have like some of the best 1-drops in the game in this faction, and this is where you should be playing 1-drop creatures.
Yeah, but you won't play it with turn 1 or anything like that.
Absolutely not.
You play it later games. So like, let's say you're playing an aspirant deck.
Yeah.
You chuck all these out, and you're like, oh crap, he's put like 2 behemoths down or something. Like, okay, right, I've got like, let's say 6, 7. Aspirants out.
Which would normally die to the behemoth. Each one of them would die.
Yeah, exactly. You've got 2 of these in your hand. Boom. Those behemoths die a lot quicker.
Yep. They would actually. Let's say if you had 4 or 5 aspirants and 2 behemoths. Yeah, I think they would actually trade 1 for 1 with the behemoths with this card.
Almost. Yeah, depending on like. So in that kind of situation, they're good, and it's a 1 cost that adds potentially a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Later on, and splashable as well.
Yeah, Smashable's the thing I'll grant you. Yeah,
we're not saying it's the best card, but it does have uses.
It definitely has its uses completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Swift Strikes. Yeah, we've talked about this. It's
classic.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
It's a good solid card.
Yeah.
There's going to be stuff that people are going to make potent combinations of this card. It's playable. It's got both draft and constructed playability. So yeah, all around good, and the art's really cool.
Oh, definitely. Just chopping up zombies.
Yeah.
Warcry. Each character in your Silk Gun gets +3/+0 until the end of the turn. There's a few abilities coming in for this set like this, like precautionary measures, where it's like a 1-turn buff. So again, this gives Flame Dawn, and it's a 4-drop as well, which again, with alongside Ember Starter, gives them some actual nice 4-drops that they can play from their hand, not just from the command zone.
Yeah.
So this is kind of nice. Like again, this with an aspirant deck. Oof. That's gonna burn. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah. So, I feel like that one's actually more playable because of that. Yeah. So I agree. I think that's a really nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
Although the only thing I will say is, how does it compare with our next card in Bromix's Banner? That's the only problem I have with it.
Yeah. Again, 4-drop. So,
yeah.
But the thing is that they needed the 4-drops. They were really severely lacking on them. So adding 3 gives you options.
Like, again, though, draft applicability did not construct applicability, because the next card in Bromix's Banner is the constructed superstar for that job, essentially. Yep. It's 1 less, but it's permanent. So
Bromich's banner is really, really good. It's
yeah. You don't need to play Bromich anymore.
Yeah, it's better than Bromich because the artifact removal is less, and Bromich is very predictable from command.
Yep,
he's dead anyway. So
yeah, it's like half the time when I used to play Bromich from command, I never played him because he was so predictable. So it's kind of like there was a bluff mechanic.
Yeah,
most of the time, and it worked. It did work as a mechanic.
It works very well that way. Yeah, it works very well because they're gonna it's turn 4. They're gonna try and death ray him. It's turn 5. They're gonna try and do something else because they're knowing that he's supposed to be coming out.
Exactly.
So
so Bromich's banner is a very good alternative to Bromich himself.
Yeah, and it obviously like the removal of that is so much harder as well than Bromich because it's a creature, whereas this is an artifact. So you can vandalize it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone runs those.
Well, there is more artifact hate in this set with the angels and stuff. So
whether you're going to play it, is the question. So,
but with some of the decks that are coming up, I might start playing a bit of artifact removal in my decks.
Yeah.
Depending on
what do you think about Flame Dawn overall?
Flame Dawn, they've got some nice stuff. They've got some very nice stuff that was sorely needed, like the Commando and Ember Starter.
Yeah,
they're still not at the curve of some of the other factions, but they did get some help.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think Ember Starter, Flame Dawn Commando, and Bromich Banner, I think are the 3 notable ones.
Yeah,
giving them some serious poke.
Yeah,
that can be used. So yeah,
pretty
much Flame Dawn overall. All right, then.
Here we go.
Here we go. Rant Inc.
We're going to be quiet. GraveCrawler and just let Nova talk through this section.
Yeah. Okay, should we nip off for a bit? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I gotta take a break. Right, Avatar of Ling Bao. I have been trying to play this today.
You know what the funny thing is that he wasn't this way, and it was a suggestion that I gave that they do this way, that the morale cost got added. So you should thank me.
Well, for one, it's currently bugged right now, so if you do play it, it doesn't do the morale damage on that turn that you play it, which it should.
Okay.
And then the next turn, it does double. It does 40 morale damage. It does it twice for some reason. And then the turn after that, it does double as well. So it's really, really broken right now. So you
can't surprise defense him into play?
No, you can't. You can't. I've tried. Like, the thing is, right, it is... I have made a deck around this. And I played it today, and it actually does okay, average, because I've got 2 Glorious Warriors in command, and a Ling Bao in command. That's my command zone, and then the rest of the deck is made up of bells and kind of stuff like this, and morale damage, and Yuan-Shis and Humbles and stuff like this. The deck works okay, and I have played this out quite a few times.
Cool.
But I think it needs to be changed because obviously triple purity for DoD is very underwhelming. There's not much point to do. Al Shun is unplayable. Unfortunately, my favorite card. It's just always been unplayable. And they've not done anything to it, which just saddens me greatly. And Surprise Defense, when they brought it out, it was a cool idea, but it's
why is it unique? Why is it unique?
Well, it doesn't need to be unique for a start.
No.
So do you think it would be better if it wasn't unique?
But okay, what I want to suggest with this is Avatar of Ling Bao is bring down the cost a little bit, bring down the morale that it actually does, and make it work with Surprise Defense. And I think that would be, or even just bring down the morale cost, but make it work with Surprise Defense. So bring maybe the morale loss to like 10. And make it workable with Surprise Defense. Because then the thing that does, it gives 2 3 purity cards actual playability. For one change.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Nothing too like potent, like lower the actual potency of the actual morale loss.
Yeah.
So why doesn't it work with Surprise Defense?
Because it does it at the start of the turn.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
so you play Surprise Defense, then it goes out, because obviously that's the start of the turn. So it doesn't work that way. It makes... I understand as it stands right now, because if I had 3 of these in my hands when I tried the Surprise Defense thing, just to be hopeful that it might work, but it obviously doesn't. 60 morale loss, and then obviously they come back to your hand, and then they've lost 60 morale. You could play one of these out again for free the next turn, because they lost the morale the previous turn.
That's very true.
So that's why... I understand why they're doing it with Surprise Defense, because it could be incredibly potent, but I think... If they changed Avatar of Ling Bao to do less morale with the same kind of cost it is right now, and make surprise events work with it, it could be it's make 3 triple DD more playable.
Okay. Alrighty.
Right, rant over. Your thoughts? but this card is more playable than the other 3 triple purity cards. I have played this and it does semi work.
All right.
Apart from the bugs.
Okay.
So yeah, and the art's awesome on it.
Yeah, the art's
yes, it is.
Snake with Ling Bao doing a dance. So
really cool.
Yeah. Okay. And do you guys want to say anything on this, or is I pretty much?
No, I think you covered everything on the card. I haven't played with it myself, but I did think it was quite underwhelming. So yeah, you've said everything that you said on that one.
But that morale deck kind of works actually. It doesn't do too badly most of the time.
Cool.
But yeah. All right.
Good.
Moving on. Oh, by the way, guys, I still need a platform version of this. So anyone finds one, let me know.
That plug.
That plug. Sorry, I really want one. Yeah. Right. Inspiring Soldier.
Why? What's
It's
the point?
underwhelming. He needs vigilance, and then it's good.
Yeah, I agreed. It's just that otherwise it's like you're sitting in a deck that has the Sage of Strength to be able to do 1 less. Yes, it's a bit of an investment, but it does it, it keeps stacking it, so it's just...
If you haven't got a Dade, you can play this in support zone. Obviously it buffs things and then negates like a Yuan-Shi's Wrath for a turn. If you position it right in the support zone, but that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Again, it's so conditional as well, though.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
He needs vigilance. If he had vigilance, it'd be awesome.
It'd be really good then, though.
So good.
Wow, it'd be really good then, though.
Yeah,
I think you would have to move to the rare category then.
Well, not necessarily. Even if we made 4 cost with vigilance, that'd be awesome. But though, don't move it to 4 cost. There's actually too many 4 cost cards in DoD right now.
Yeah. But no.
But no, yeah, it needs vigilance to be potent. Because imagine this with like invisible defenders.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much else to say on that, really.
That's true.
Intimidating Monk. I love this card. It's pretty much one of my favorite 1-drops from the set.
Really good. It's really good.
Yeah, it's a 1-drop that DoD sorely needed.
Yeah.
And it just benefits them. Like whatever they're doing, it's great. Provides a bit more stall.
It does something slightly different, but essentially it's kind of like a pseudo flame dawn commando in that sense.
It fits with the other 1-drops, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's really good.
That is a great card. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a great card.
If you're playing 1 purity DoD, you should be running 3 of these like every time without question.
Yep.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. All right. Mad Monk. Pat. But Mad Monk is awesome.
Yeah,
the value on this card is actually incredible.
Yeah.
4 cost, a 4/10 with vigilance is still okay. But the fact that it does 16 damage, depending on how many characters they've got out, it's so good. It's so good.
I've seen you play it and it looks really good. The art's incredible on it. It seems very playable. My only question lies in not the card, but what you build around it with the dual faction. Does the other card synergize well?
Well, what I've built around it thus far in the deck I'm playing around with is an Exile DoD Overseers deck.
Interesting.
So basically, I play the I'm using like Spontaneous Combustion, Yuan-Shi's Wrath, Champion of Ruin, so it's all kind of things that do AoE damage. It's a big AoE damage deck, which is a deck I've wanted to make from the start, pretty much. But like you play Mad Monk out, and then you play what's the card called? Oh god, the 2-cost Angel one that brings it back to your hand.
Intervention.
Intervention. So you play Intervention on it, and then you can play it out again for another 16 damage the next turn.
Yeah,
it's pretty potent actually. It's pretty damn potent. And the unfortunate thing, Combustion is not working correctly right now, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so the deck is kind of underwhelming at the moment. Yeah. But it has the potential to be really good as this kind of an alternative to your Yuan-Shi Morale kind of deck. So yeah.
Cool.
Alrighty.
So
yeah.
Obviously, I'm ranting so much about DoD, but
I love it. No. It shows passion.
Well, you'll have your section in a sec.
Exactly. We all. I think we all bring something to that. Like I said, like everybody. That's why I love this game, because everybody has their faction that they love. So
yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah. So Phalanx Commander. A lot of people are like, "Oh my god, this card's amazing." I don't think it's that good because it's so unbelievably predictable.
Yeah, thank
you
God.
You know exactly where it's going to be. You know exactly what it's going to do. Death rate, boom, 5 cost wasted.
Yeah.
If it had vigilance, then it's a different story. What my suggestion on QA for this card was that you increase the cost like by quite a bit. Like make it like an 8-9 cost card.
Yeah.
Because I think DoD needs some more higher costed cards. I think.
Yeah.
And make it work wherever it is in the defense zone.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So have the same ability that it does right now, but it does it regardless of where it is in the. It doesn't have to be at the front, but just make it more expensive. And I think that'd be more of a well-rounded thing that would do a bit more. Like make it like 9 cost with vigilance, but does that effect and really expensive, but it's a really good like kind of save the day kind of card.
Having the same experience as you, though. People are just saying that it's incredible, but finding it myself very underwhelming. It's fine, but yeah, I agree with you for the same reasons. It just is too predictable.
Yeah, it's just way too predictable. Which is unfortunate because I like the design of it.
Yeah, cool looking art.
But if it, it's cool. Right, Tranquil Swarmers, go.
Speaking of things that aren't cool looking art, here's another one. Hey,
this has just got like a little thing sticking out of it that's green.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it's such an underwhelming ability in comparison to the others.
It's crap.
It's crap. It's downright awful.
Especially for 4 cost as well.
Yeah, exactly.
The morale cost is 6, so I reduced by 1 for every. Yeah, it's just this card's really bad.
Yeah, because isn't its morale even higher than some of the other swarmers? Yeah, so ironically, it's not even saving you morale for a little while. It's just what? No.
It needs to do something else or just make it
underwhelming, unplayable, even in Swarmer decks, really.
Make it 1 cost, done.
Done.
Then it's not even playable still. People won't play it, so...
Yeah.
There's no reason to splash this.
No, never.
No reason to go DoD for this. Swarmers. If you're going that, you might as well just not even put the Swarmers in, but just go 1 theory DoD.
Exactly.
So, pretty much, right. Undisturbed Monk.
Yeah.
I haven't really had a chance to play with this guy yet, but he seems. I think he's going to be a very good riff run card.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
Again, he's on 4. Too much DoD stuff on 4 right now.
Yeah, that's my worry, that it doesn't compete too highly and it doesn't quite synergize with the rest of the strategy of the deck as well as you'd think. Just because it seems like it does, but it actually doesn't, because it's more about the attacking capabilities of the card. So I don't know if it's necessarily that good because of it, but I agree. It's cool for riff runs though, and it's splashable again.
The thing is, like, you play it out first turn, obviously, then it goes up to a 10-12.
Yeah.
But I just rather play a Glorious Warrior from
exactly. It's a Glorious Warrior, but like it's only got.
If you leave it 2 turns, then but you have to leave it 2 turns. It's like
wait. It's literally the same stats as a Glorious Warrior, but it has that condition, and it doesn't have any like sweet morale loss.
Yeah, it has,
as a condition. Wow, that's really put me off it.
Yeah. I don't think I'll be playing it much.
You'd have to be able to find a way to put it back in the support zone before the end of turn in order to not lose the buff. And it's, just, I don't know. I mean, there's so many other things that DoD has it for that is much more playable. It just doesn't seem to work for me, at least. So
really nice.
It might be an okay 4-drop pick if you can't get the Glorious Warrior in draft.
Yeah.
Like you take this over a not Undisturbed Monk, the God damn, too many monks. What do you call them? The Monk of the Mayan Monastery.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like, because that's wait, like that. Obviously, that's a kind of 4 cost. You wait for a while and then it gets big. I'd rather play this over that.
Yeah.
Any day. So it's a kind of slightly better version of that if you place it within DoD kind of thing.
Yeah. It's still not good, although it is one of my favorite foils of DoD's.
It does look really nice. I don't quite like the background bit. Kind of jerks around a little bit though.
Yeah, but the foreground's really nice, and it it looks like it's got a cool aura. So.
Oh yeah, no, it looks really cool. I like the card.
Speaking of cool auras on the shiny one, the next card is.
It's one of the only ones I haven't got a plot foil of.
Really my god, this will probably be the best looking one. I don't have one either, so.
I can't find them. But Unified Protectors.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
I haven't really tried them yet, but like, it doesn't really make sense.
I mean, I get it. Thematically speaking, with the art and what the card's trying to do, I get it. But as a mechanic in the game, is it good? No, not at all. I don't really see why.
3. If it was less, than, if it was like 2, then that'd be amazing. Because that would replace like some of the 2 drops in the like. It needs to be 2, and then it'd be really good. Because the Morales is quite significant. But if you get like a couple of these out, that's great. Like you could if these were 2, you could potentially run these 3 in command, 3 in the deck, and do really well with it.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome if they were unlimited.
Oh, it'd be unlimited.
God.
Yes,
Unified
please.
Protectors unlimited.
But then it's just conscripted militia all over again.
But
no, it's like a lesser version of conscripted militia, and I just don't see the point. It could do something else.
Exactly.
Like it'd be cooler if like maybe you had these if for each one you had out they all take like less damage or something, or 2 less damage the more of them are out or something like that.
Yeah, something
a bit more interesting, even bigger stats. So yeah, if you said for every one that's out they take 2 less damage, so if you had 3 of them out, they'd take 6 less damage. They'd be pretty damn hard to kill if you had all 3 of them out.
They would be.
I mean, something a bit more interesting, a bit more different, but I just I want
to
play
two conditional for too little of a payoff.
I know you put 3 of them in the deck because you're probably not going to put them in command. If you put 3 of them in the deck, it's like you have to pull all 3 of them to be worthwhile even playing. So
exactly.
Yeah. All right then, Z Ascended.
A lot of people have been loving the idea of this card. So, what do you think about its payoff, though?
It's good. I kind of like it. Obviously, it's not really playable right now because you can't choose the Purity in command because it is a command card. It is a command card. You can't really play it right now, but as soon as the deck build is implemented, hurry up with that.
Weird.
It's gonna be. It's good. It gives deities more late game.
Yep. This is definitely a late game card, and people say all the maximum resources you lost, but if you're making 10, 11, 6/6 flying angels, you're winning the game. Most of the time,
the thing is, like, once you get to turn 10, which a lot of DoD games do go longer than most. They do go longer than most. That's just how it works out. You can just have a free 6/6 flying spirit every turn.
Yep.
Because it just ticks back up to 10. So
that's true.
In that respect, it's good. And also, if you're like, right, I need some blockers, I'm gonna have to sacrifice a couple of points. Or if you put it with Wealthy Nobles, or you could potentially make a ramp deck with it. You could potentially make a ramp deck with it.
And that's just in the applicability from the D&D side. Then obviously you got to remember it's an Overseer card as well potentially. So the Angel side of things, like buffing Angels up and having it as part of the Angel faction, is also very playable from that side of things as well. Overall, it's a really nice card once the command zone's fixed, though.
Once the command zone works, then yes. But the art is freaking gorgeous.
Cool looking art. Really good looking art. Yeah.
Pat, 2 thumbs up for you, sir.
Yeah, you redeemed yourself from the Swarmers, Pat.
Right, Humble.
Speaking of art that I love, probably one of my favorite art DoD cards, but I'm more of an evil-y kind of guy, so it suits me, but damn, it looks cool. My God, is this a good card.
Like, when I first kind of properly playing around with this card, oh my God, is it good.
It does so much work.
It does. It's what Suppress should have been.
Yeah.
Because Suppress is just overshadowed by this completely.
It's completely superseded, and it makes it splash. Like you said, three Purity DoD doesn't need anything. Like, it doesn't mean anything right now, so you can splash this in other decks, and it's still really solid.
This is 2 cost. It's so good.
Oh, it's so aggressive.
So good.
Yeah,
I love the fact that DoD have a lot of kind of cheap spells like Disarm, Humble, things like this, but.
I'm sure there's going to be so many applicabilities to this that we can't even fathom right now.
The best play I've done with this so far is Liara, because obviously Liara gives all of the angels flying. Put this on Liara, everything drops, and I just owned them to morale. It was great.
That's nasty. Wow.
Because you got to remember, it removes flying. It literally removes everything. It makes a Dowday a 4/6 useless piece of rubbish.
It
makes a Yuan-Shi a 4/6 useless piece of rubbish.
And that, yeah, and precisely what you just hit on there is the fact that it's important because it deals with command zones.
It gives
really well.
DoD a actual command zone hate.
Yeah, that's not going to be just Assassinated 6 or something, you know?
Yeah. Like
really
they get a vanilla creature, whatever it is in their command zone, so yay.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's so good. That's going to be a standard superstar.
Yeah, it's a standard T2 purity DoD deck standard.
Yeah.
It is now.
What about Sky Penis?
Yeah, yeah, indeed.
What do you think?
Penis. It's better splashable if you just go in one purity.
Yeah.
If you're splashing one purity, I recommend going this over Zushen. But I haven't really used it. I'm still using Zushen over this, actually, and I'm quite surprised about that.
Why is that?
I thought I'd be using this more, but the situations when you play Zushen is... I just seem to be using it more.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to play around with it a bit more, but...
And to get the effect from this card, you kind of have... Like, normally you have a couple of defenders out and you need all of them to stay alive, which is why he's more applicable, whereas this... I think it's still good. Yeah, definitely splashable.
Yeah.
And it could work in DoD. Is yet to be seen. I still think it's quite a good card.
Oh, no, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying...
No, it could be better.
With the decks I've been playing thus far, I'm still using Zushen over this.
Yeah, there's better things that you already have at your disposal.
Yeah. Especially when I'm using things like Bell, because you pop the Zushen, and then you can push the Zushen out as well.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. I've started using Bell more with this new set.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've started using Bell
Interesting.
again, and it works.
It's nice, is it?
Right.
Especially with the Glorious Warrior deck, because Glorious Warriors, and it's just good.
Yes, absolutely.
Best foot drop in the game, probably.
Yeah, he really is.
So good.
On a Hill.
Oh, what?
Yeah, this card here. Yeah,
I haven't seen the effect of it, actually. I don't know if it looks cool.
Yeah, I don't know what the effect is, but again, it goes in a spot where you have other locations which are better that you would play.
Yeah.
All of this any day of the week.
Yeah.
Great Wall.
So,
Great Wall.
Yeah. I mean, if it was an artifact, probably maybe playable, but as a location, you wouldn't play it because it kills your other location. It cuts your other.
Yeah, its resource cost is disgustingly high considering what it actually does, and let's even what it actually does is really underwhelming. Honestly, I'm really not that bothered by it.
No, it's like
no,
just no.
No.
Do something with it. Do something else.
Because because you have such high defense, stuff shouldn't be dying that quickly.
Yeah, I do like DoD do have a lot of high costed characters.
Oh yeah, they also survive quite a lot as well. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I will state the water look on this card is phenomenal. It looks so good.
It actually does, yeah. It looks really good.
So my thumbs up, 2 thumbs up.
It's but a shame that you're not going to see it on the field too often.
Yeah, I do kind of want to play it because I want to see the battlefield effect, what it looks like. But
I haven't seen it yet, so I hope it looks cool.
Because I haven't played it. Because I just played it.
Nope.
So, yeah. All right.
What do you think of DoD?
It's got some really cool stuff, like with the Mad Monk. I think Mad Monk, Humble, Intimidating Monk are probably the 3 most notable ones.
I hate to say it, and everyone I feel bad for said it. DoD have underwhelmed me a little, but
yeah, a lot of the stuff has, but at least they have some.
Yeah, like humble is your saving grace. Honestly, I think that's the one.
Monk give them some extra playability with other factions, and
yeah.
So
I'm gonna rub my hands together tonight. Guess what it is?
Right.
Go on, what we got first? Best Fiends.
Just want to point out Rob is on this, and he actually pointed me out this. So the guy with the afro is Rob.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. The
other ones might be other people from the office, which might be awesome. But we need to
no problem. Thematically, really love the idea. Me and my partner have done like little backstories for each of the guys. I'm not going to get into that now, but they're awesome. As a card, unplayable, awful. Don't get it. Don't like it. I heard. I think I'm allowed to say this. In QA, apparently, is way more powerful, and they nerfed it the last minute.
It was. It was stupidly broken.
What was it before? Out of interest, how did it work?
It worked from command zone.
Yeah.
And basically, if you, I never played it, but the way it supposedly worked, it would pull them from, if it was in the support zone and you had in the graveyard, it would pull it from the graveyard too. So,
wow.
So it was crazy. They were really best friends.
Yeah, but it's no, just no.
You don't think it's good anymore?
No, awful. Yeah, that's easy, especially with stuff you'll see coming up in a minute. There's so much more that I can do at 3-drop now.
Yeah, okay, cool. Disease Zombie.
This is incredible. This one is one of my cards of the set. We were talking earlier, like I just thought about this during the podcast, just when I was talking about the Flame Dawn Commando. I was like, wait a minute, this is kind of like that, but has 2 extra defense. I know it doesn't have the same instant board effect, but can technically do more than that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Another card where it's like, can you squeeze more value out of a 1-drop?
Well, that's what they've done with this set, and I really like the fact that they've kind of done a theme thing with, like, they've given each faction this really, really cool 1-drop.
Yeah, and I've not really been disappointed by them. They've all been really strong, I think.
And I think all of them actually needed some more 1-drops as well. Pretty much all of them.
Yeah, quality, all-round quality, good value, really playable card.
I'm not sure about the art though. I don't really like it, honestly.
I don't either. Honestly, it's a bit too.
It's not defined enough. It's a bit.
No, it's a bit abstract.
I don't like it. I don't like it, honestly.
No, I agree.
Yeah. Right, Evolving Parasite.
Oh my god, to go from one extreme to the other. The art is incredible. It's so disgusting. You can imagine. I love it for that.
Yeah.
Let's not even get into the fact that though. Oh my god, this card.
It's so good.
It's really good. It's like the ultimate off-put from anybody swinging into any board state if you have it in command zone. It just does so much work.
Today, so.
Like, yeah, even at 3, like, even if you just trade off as something of even value, you're just like trading off, killing it, and getting it yourself.
Yeah.
That's at worst. That's its worst case scenario.
It's a 1-for-2 card advantage for you.
Yeah.
Like worse, it kills an aspirant, but you gain an aspirant.
Yeah.
Yes, and you still have,
That's at worst. Like pretty much.
That's at worst.
It's incredible.
It is. And then if you get lucky,
really
you get an awesome card back, so...
Yeah, it's so good. Not much more to say.
I'd almost go as far as saying it's a bit too powerful.
I don't actually disagree, sadly. I don't want them to nerf it. I don't know if they will, but it's really strong. And I definitely think there's going to be some bruise around it as well. So, yeah.
Like, cool, you play this over a Dead Feaster any day?
Yeah, Dead Feaster is overrated. So, yes, agreed.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right.
Plus the math.
Exhumed, have you played this yet? Probably not.
Yes.
I suppose the discarding deck could work quite well.
It's cool, and I think it's got some potential legs to it because the body's quite big. But even then, I don't think I think it's overpriced, undervalued, and underwhelming. It doesn't do enough.
It doesn't. Yeah, I'm not like
I suppose
real happy
something
with it.
Bigger for the sleepers.
Yeah, but they have a few things, don't they? They have
it's an undead beast though, so pack leader, double buff.
Yeah, but again, like I'm not going to build a deck for that though, am I? I agree with you, but I'm not going to build a deck for that reason.
Well,
and there's not other stuff that's going to do that.
I guess it makes the pack leader, the pack leader and the infested pack leader, that kind of deck. If you were running that command deck,
true. And if there was a few other undead beasts, it might be worth it. But as it stands right now, there's not enough to make a deck out of it, so it doesn't synergize well enough. So no, junk card, sadly.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
You can also put in command to sacrifice the discard stuff straight away.
Yeah, there is some legs to it. Like I said, like I'm going to explore like the rawest dump into graveyard strategy I can for the next one, but I don't think it's good enough versus what it does and how slow it is at doing that because it doesn't even do the dumping portion of it well. So yeah.
Well, it's 3 cards. It's quite a lot.
Is it? I didn't think. I thought it was
compared to the other one. What's the other beast called? Because no one really plays it, but. Like, I'm just thinking of the Shikana one where they've got 2 of those in command and Shikana just sacrifices those 2 and then they just let the Shikana die and then they've got like a bunch of really fast Endless Horde out.
Doesn't that do 3 but for 1 less mana?
No, just 2. That's why this one's slightly better if you play it for command doing it like that. So if you're playing that kind of deck then it's slightly better, but that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Zombie Abomination, go.
Incredible, really playable, one of the best Titans, incredible cards. And
if
what's
not the
that?
Best Titan.
If not the best Titan.
Second best.
Why?
Zale is better.
Yeah, well, I think we can get onto that. Although there's some contention even around Zale, which I found really weird, but we'll get into that in a minute. But incredible card, playable, costed aggressively, and what's that? Oh, the biggest annoyance is removal for zombies. Oh, whatever, just get all your stuff back. It's double value.
Yeah.
It's double value.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like a pseudo 2 lives because it comes out, you kill it, and what's that? Everything sprouts up for a second life. Brilliant, but there's more of it. There's no way around it, and it gives triple sleepers something else that's quite nice. So love it. Art's incredible as well. So yeah, all round great.
Yeah, nothing else to say.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was pretty much it. Great.
Second best Titan. Second best Titan in the set.
Agreed.
All right.
Drag down.
Love the change.
Love the change. Love the change. Still underwhelming though. Still haven't used it in the way that I'd like it. It's still not main boardable. It's so side boardable, but in the main deck, I'm finding it just getting in the way.
Yeah, I saw you earlier with it. You were
I'm so often just dead drawing it, being like, oh, I don't need it. Don't need it. Siphon it away. Like for each time I needed it, and when I did need it, it didn't seem to come up. So nah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nah.
Infectious Transfusion?
Don't get it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, we reviewed it. Don't get it. Don't think it's that good. It has some lolly applicabilities, and it's some pseudo low drop removal, and especially in conjunction with stuff like the zombie poisoning stuff already, maybe making it even pseudo faster removal. Great. Not good enough though. Yeah, it's could be funny though to play around, but no. And the art's disgusting. But yeah.
The art's awesome though. It's awesome. Disgusting.
Yep.
It's true.
Right, Rampant Virus. I just will point out.
I'm skipping this card. This card. Causes me a headache. I can't look at it.
People
serious,
watching I understand that. I will say this to Lightmare. You need to tone this card down a bit.
Yes.
It will give people headaches. And I have a platfoil version. Oh my god,
I bet
is it even
worse.
You guys can see it on the thing right now, and it's
I love
worse.
it. But that's the thing, though. That's why I kind of wanted to stay like that, because it's a rampant virus and it's making people sick. I love it for that. It's incredible.
Let's see. On the other hand of that, if people have issues with seizures, it's one of those cards that could be a seizure trigger. And I did bring that up. Yeah, because when people play video games... Have you ever played video games and always see the seizure warning at the beginning because the flashing lights and things like that can cause people to get seizures? And I had mentioned that to them at the very beginning, that they needed to, even if they slowed it down, it would be fine.
Yeah,
it's it literally causes me a headache. I can't watch. I could look at it for a couple of seconds and I have to turn away.
Interesting.
That's completely understandable. And it's what they did with remember Disco Foil when that was a bug. Like they had to remove that because people were complaining about it. So I think they need to do it with this. They need to just slow it down.
Just a little bit. That's all it takes. Just a little bit, and I think it would be fine. But anyway,
as a card though, people have been like, meh, underwhelming, meh, rubbish. I actually don't mind it. It's actually doing okay for me so far. Not necessarily the superstar of sleepers, but it's got legs to it. It's got something I want to muck around with. You know, it being in the graveyard works in a graveyard dump strategy. You can just straight out play it there, and it can chip away at people in conjunction with other poison things as well. So it doesn't do too badly. It's an interesting one to trial anyway. That's the way I'd see it. It's got potential. I'm not saying though, like, oh my god, best card of the set.
Yeah. But no, it's cool.
It's cool.
Yep. Cool. All right.
Undeath Wish.
There you go. My favorite.
Your first wish. Apparently, most of the factions are going to get wishes eventually, which is kind of cool.
It's as a wish overall. Actually, I'm kind of disappointed by it. Honestly, it could do when you. I know I'm about to say this, and shut up, guys. But Varroa, seriously, it's so much better than this. The Varroa one is a lot better than this wish. But as this feels fair. This wish. Yeah. This wish feels fair for me, so I like it for that. Whereas I think the Varroa one doesn't feel as fair.
Have you been playing it? Oh yeah,
I've played it. I main deck it, and the one applicability that I didn't really read like properly the applicability of it until I actually played it is the destroy character on the battlefield is really interesting to give zombies a bit more support hate. Is really nice. I love it for that. It's almost undukable. You can't get around it.
Well,
so
actually, thinking about the best situation to use this in is against Varroa when they've used the Dark Wish.
Ironically, yeah.
So they use a Dark Wish, bring out a big flyer. You go, all right, goodbye flyer, and then you res it yourself.
Resurrect.
So it's like
exactly, but it kind of supersedes the what's the current 5 res? Not Awaken, the rare one that exists now. Raised Dead. Yeah, it just supersedes that though as well, which is kind of sad but true. Yeah, even though I know it's triple purity.
Yeah, it gives you more to do it though. You play this over that though.
Yeah,
you
and
play
the
this
resurrect.
Yeah, go on.
And the resurrect target character is any character, correct?
Yes,
in any graveyard.
Yeah. Very playable. Yeah. So it is, and normally you go, but Grave, it's triple purity. But we're seeing from stuff now that between like the Hordes, the Abomination, this card, there's a few reasons to go triple purity sleepers now. So all good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's cool. But no, you would play Raised Dead if you were only doing 2 purity though. So it still has its uses.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but it's nice. So
right, Engine of Reincarnation.
Right, people underrated this card. It's good. It's damn good. Good. Trust me, like one of those cards that people are really going to go, meh, don't like it, or meh, really average. First reaction, I was the same. Straight away playing it, didn't think about this applicability. You don't care about trade-offs or wipes because you're like, oh, what's that? Oh, Yoshi's Wrath. Oh, whatever. I know that's coming. Engine of Reincarnation. Get it the next turn. Yes, you have the morale. I understand that. But it was a big problem for a long time for me that you can just get blown up. You can get wiped out when you're like going aggressive play. But now you like even like MDs don't scare me anywhere near as much anymore because you can just get more back.
Yeah, and you get characters, so you get 4/4 zombies for each one. So if 10 characters died, you get 10 4/4 zombies.
Exactly. For 4.
Wow,
it's good. It's really good.
Oh, you plan it with a Tome of the Dead. It's even more worthwhile.
Oh,
exactly.
You get instant board control.
Yep.
For 4.
It's It's so good. Great card.
Good.
There you go, sleepers.
Yep. So
overall, sleepers have seen some love. Yeah, I'd say they're really good. I'd say they got some definite love in this set. One of the higher factions for this set. Not the best, but one of the higher ones for sure.
So top 3. So let's like what?
Engine of Reincarnation,
Evolving Parasite, and Abomination.
I don't know. I think Reincarnation Engine is taking over. But those 4 are definitely the shiniest for that one. Definitely.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Exiles. This is a one that people are going to be curious of, just because Exiles have had so little love in the past, and then people are like questioning what their mechanics are like right now. Do they need a complete rethink?
They are a bit up in the air.
Let's start then.
Hellbringer.
Because I haven't got one yet.
Sorry. I've got 3. I'll trade you one for a Sol.
Which is what that brings us around to our funny point. It's awful, guys. Don't argue with me on this, please, guys. Don't. It's bad. People are like, no, but Grave, it does this. It does nothing. It does nothing that other cards can't already do. It's so late game, and then you've got to commit card state. You've got to commit yet more mana just to do anything else, and that's just to make it a big body as well.
Yeah.
What's the point in it?
It was better before on test.
Can you tell me what it actually does now? It even starts at a really small body. Like you can blow that up at 7.
Because before on test, so if you remember, it was like an 8/8 or something. It was still the same kind of cost. Yeah. You played it out. If it died, it turned into 2020 Dragon.
That makes sense. That makes way more sense.
And that was good.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Now, even Banish can just kill this on turn 3. It's just like, Banish, it's gone. Okay, cheers.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the point? No, junk legendary of the set by a long way. And I think it needs a rethink because I don't like seeing legendaries fall by the wayside like this. Honestly,
I agree. It needs a rethink.
Yeah. That's all I meant to say. Speaking of cards that need a rethink, how's Demonborn doing?
Oh my gosh, I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't.
No, do I?
I ran about this before the stream started. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand why the flying, why they thought flying was so OP that they had to take it away and make it cost 4 to get it.
Yeah.
Even if they made it a random discard to give it flying, at least that would make more sense.
Still though.
But
still.
Yeah. It's
why is it just not a flying?
Unplayable. It was really strong before, I will say that, but
it doesn't matter. Like that is the Exile's only flying card. It doesn't matter. Like, come on.
Doesn't make sense. And the fact that thematically speaking, it's flying off into the air, it's sweeping around with its brethren, yet it has to pay to be flying. Just on a theme level.
No. The art would work if you just kind of like where he lands, just put like a toll booth. So he lands, pays his dues, and then carries on for a bit. That's where he's landing.
So true.
That was hilarious.
Alt art. Come on, Pat. Alt art. Just flicking a coin to the meter and just like taking off again.
It just really disappointed me when they did this, and I'm not sure why they did it. Because the two costs for a 4/4. Let's just look at it from the basic of the card itself. 2 for 4/4, not overwhelming in any way, stretch of the imagination. Yes, it's a flyer for a faction that has nothing at all that flies. That really, at least at those costs, and when it enters the battlefield, it gets +1/+1. I just don't see why they had to take flying away from it.
No.
Yeah, I mean, even though yes, Exiles needed a 2-drop and they needed a decent 2-drop, and it would have been a decent 2-drop. Now it's just it's
you change it to pay 1 or even 2, and then it becomes okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then it becomes okay.
Even then, I don't like it, but I'll deal with it at that cost. Yeah. All round.
Right now, it's like, okay, well, I don't really need to play it.
Yeah.
I just really don't need to play it.
Yeah, what I'd say, maybe give it 5 health. Then you can put it in command and make it pay 2. Then it's good.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, just anything.
Just do something to it, because
do something.
Yeah. The 4 cost is absolutely outrageous for the card and what it does. It does nothing really, but but that is just absolutely outrageous, and I don't understand the thought process behind it.
No, I don't understand it. Like the amount of 4-drops in Exiles currently. Like, come on. Like the next card we're going to talk about, Mindbender. Play Mindbender, then give a card flying. Any day of the week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mindbender's a good card.
Yeah, we've talked about Mindbender a couple of times.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. Good card, does what it needs to do. If you give it some kind of evasion, it's even better. But the fact that it's random discard is
really good, really powerful.
Yeah,
it's really very good. If you're running Exiles in command, this is the one to run in command.
Oh, sorry, this isn't got random.
Yeah, they must discard a card at the next turn, so they do choose. Okay.
Okay.
I think it used to be random. I think it's not, but still.
Oh, okay.
You gain a card and they lose a card. You gain 2 card advantage from
exactly.
Cards.
So yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
cool.
It's good.
Yeah.
Right. Suffering Varorian. Apparently, this is just bugging out everything right now. But
oh, really?
Yeah. So you cost when Varorian is discarded, he returns to the player's transformed 6/16.
I actually don't mind it. It's playable.
Yeah.
It's a nice little card. Let's see what they do with it. It's fine. It's actually quite cool. Art's really cool. Playable cards.
Foil, this is honestly one of the best in the set. Foil.
Really?
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, so it's really good. All round decent card though.
Yeah, I agree. It's cool. Right, here we go.
Oh wait. Suffering Veteran is just a better waste chucker.
Yeah.
Really, at the 1-drop, it's just better. So yeah.
Pretty much.
Go on then, next one.
All right. I can't pronounce it. So
the insane.
No one can pronounce it, so everyone just makes up like a weird noise instead.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. That's funny.
Is it Tigro?
Yeah.
It sounds like Klingon or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. This card, man. Okay, let's start off. Theme, love it. Art, love it. Triple Exile, yeah, that's fine. Morale loss, irrelevant. Cost, averagely aggressive. It's a really strong, really nice card that can basically shut down games for your opponent. It does good.
It's with this card, if you build it right, it's very playable.
It's really playable. I think it's very playable. Apparently, it's quite buggy right now, but
I think a lot of things are. But yeah.
I think once they fix it up, it's going to be a very, very potent playable card for
Agreed.
Exiles. and it definitely gives you a reason to think about playing, even if it's just for a fun deck. But I think it's going to be more than that. I think it's competitive.
Yeah, if you do the discard deck with this, then definitely.
Which Exiles have still got quite a lot of reason to do.
Stealing your opponent's hand and actually being able to use it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Exactly.
It's just if you get to play it. So look out for Durgis, Mr. Exile.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll come up with something that makes this work.
Mm-hmm.
And I will showcase that on stream. So yeah.
Nice. That'd be cool.
Yeah. But I love the art as well, like being eaten away
by
demons
really
from the inside. There's actually one that like swims around him if you look. Like there's like something swimming inside of him.
It is swimming around, yes.
Yeah, that's gross. I love it.
It's awesome.
Tasty.
Right. Vizier.
God.
Second most. Are we gonna say second most valuable legendary?
I'd probably, yeah. Well, it is. There's no doubt because of its splashability.
One Purity, Varroa. Why do you do this to Varroa and give them all the tools?
Yeah, they've got it. Another one that's just so good. It's aggressively cost. It's perfectly costed. Everything about it is perfect. It's just the morale, the purity thing. I have a problem with, honestly.
Yeah. But the thing
that's the thing that's making it broken.
What I don't understand lore-wise, why is it Exiles or Varroa? Like,
surely just be an exile.
That makes no sense. Yeah, it should just be an exile.
Yeah,
and that would be good because that would give
gives them flying.
It gives them something. It gives them something new. But
too good in its current state needs to change. Honestly,
it is extremely good. Obviously, it is 10 cost, but still.
I understand that, and it does give you drawbacks as well, but it's a game winner that's splashable. So too many archetypes can run it, and many different decks probably will run it now.
But yeah, I just don't understand the lore wise. Like, yeah, obviously we know it's Vizier, and Vizier was originally a exile prince.
Yeah,
he's escaped obviously from Varroa, he's from the chains from Alea, and he's captured Alea, so the roles have been reversed. So why is he not just an exile card? I don't understand.
Don't know. No, exactly. Theme horrible. Although art's really cool again.
Oh, art is amazing.
That was really cool.
Batman. I have to say this. Part artist of the set, I think.
Yeah, he's done some really nice art. I mean, that is one of my favorites of the set. To be honest, it's so good. The motion in that card is incredible. Flying up into the writing of his own name, I just think it's really. I don't know.
Definitely.
Nice.
I agree with that. Yeah. All right.
From one art to another, from one end of the spectrum to the other. Let's go.
We know earlier we were going to say like, what's the worst art in the set? Potentially this one.
Potentially.
It just looks a bit rushed.
Yeah, it looks a bit rushed. I like the idea, and like I said to you before, I like the dimensions that it plays around with. But its art's averagely weak, and the card is garbage.
God, it's just disgusting.
It's garbage. People are trying.
The 1-drops, and they're all awesome. Apart from this.
Yeah, and you say like people are like, no grave, but, and they give me all these reasons, but they're just trying too hard to fit it in, and otherwise it's irrelevant.
Even Durgis, Mr. Exile said no, it's crap. So
it's awful. Yeah, it's literally a waste. Yeah, when it's chucking the waste, it should be chucking itself because that's how it is. That's what it is, just waste.
Yeah, the art should just be pulling off its own head and throwing it at the screen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so that's the end of that one. Okay, yeah.
Demonic Presence.
Both you and your opponent discard their hand and draw 5 cards. Nice. Potential mill decks coming out. Potential.
Yeah.
Splashable.
And as a rule, I can see why they've got this card, and I think it's got some legs. It could be good.
Actually, with splashing for roll with this, with running a 3 recycles and 3 gather thoughts, because then you can get your shit back, and then your opponent loses a card. So potential mill decks coming out.
Okay, interesting. That's nice. Yeah. But overall, it works well because obviously with the exile mechanic, it goes to the graveyard. It works well for you, but it messes your opponent's plans up, and they don't gain value from the discarded stuff most likely. Yeah. So it's good. I don't mind it. I think it's an alright card.
Yeah.
Very
Descension. Descension is great. I love it.
God,
that card is really.
It's incredible. Theme is a bit weak because of like I don't get it because it's like Ascension, but the wings are there and stuff. But as a card, I quite like it. So some people are saying bad, some people are going really, really good. I think from what I'm seeing, I like it.
No, I think it's great. I think it's a really good card. It's a late game card for Exiles.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah,
it just works.
And it gives them. Again, we were talking about it earlier. They don't have that much for the flying right now. It gives them that, and it gives them unstoppable in the card with an Exile mechanic to boot, and it's not necessarily triple purity. So yeah, all round decent card. Love it.
Yep. Exactly. All right. Mark of the Demon.
Incredible.
It's good. Yeah, it's really good.
So good.
So
another one of those value cards. Splashable, aggressively more than aggressively costed. It's a firebolt that also has a
plus side to it as
buff attached to it. So and commonality wise, only a common really. Like wow.
And 2 costs as well. It's cheap.
Draft applicability galore in that one as well.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
And the other thing is the -4 as opposed to doing 4 damage actually is very relevant.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes it more powerful than a firebolt because
it does.
That only just doesn't remove the health, it makes it do less damage as well. So
exactly. So, all round incredible card.
So this is something I'm running in my Mad Monk deck as well because it's really nice removal.
Yeah. So, or a buff if you need it to be a buff.
And it works in Spot Zone.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah, it's got everything.
Yeah. Reckless Abandon. Yeah. The fact that it's random. Yeah, I can understand why it's random, but
because of its cost. But that's what puts me off those kind of cards because in practice, like the random usually it doesn't make it. Usually, random effects don't make them constructed playable. And I don't know whether this one will be consequently because of it. But truth be told, I haven't had a chance to play around with this one wholly.
I don't think people are going to play this much. Like best case scenario with this card right now with this set and stuff.
Yeah.
Play this, you get Descension, 6 cost Descension. Best case scenario.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but that doesn't feel that good considering
doesn't feel great.
You're losing 2 card advantage to gain a mild buff later on.
Yeah, exactly. So. Right, last one, Spontaneous Combustion. I love the art on this card. It's so good.
It's funny, isn't it?
It's amazing. Yeah. This card is cool. It's really good. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Especially in like, cause I like the whole mass damage kind of thing that you can do to people, like AoE damage. That's the kind of deck I wanted to build since the start of the game, since I saw Yuanshi for the first time.
Yeah.
But it's broken right now. It doesn't work properly. But
when it does, it's going to be incredible.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be potent as hell. Gives them a great weapon. It has Exile and it has like wipes as well. So
this with Mad Monk, so good.
Yeah, good. What do you think about Exiles for the set?
They've got some okay stuff.
They've
also got some more nonsensical stuff. They kind of should steer away. What they need to do, what they should have done with the set, is steer it in a different direction. Instead of trying to rework the set like they have done previously, just steer it in a different direction.
Yeah.
But they are going in the right direction with Spontaneous Combustion because it is RNG, but it's good RNG. It's always beneficial to you. That's the kind of stuff they need to add more of, and they don't have enough of. Not just the discard thing. Not just add the discard thing to everything because it's just doesn't really work. And it doesn't synergize with other factions either.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't.
They only synergize with themselves. So,
yeah.
Pretty much.
All right, Overseers?
All right.
Overseers, here we go.
All right. I am going to have to bow out for the Angels. Unfortunately, I have other things that I got to do. We've gone really long with this.
Yeah,
it's a big set review. Yeah,
you could just put a happy face up on the screen or something like that.
So, any final thoughts though, DeathStar?
So far, everything is. We pretty much agree on most everything that is with the set. You know, the Angels, obviously the most OP. I would like to be here for it, but unfortunately, time got away from me. But yeah, guys, this is. I'm really hyped for the Ascension set. So hopefully. The people that are in the community are hyped for it too, and that we'll see some really interesting stuff come out of the decks and out of the community as a whole. So,
right. Yep. See you later, DeathStar.
All right, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No worries, bro.
Had a blast as usual with you guys, and hopefully we'll be able to do this again in another 2 weeks or so, and we'll have maybe some deck lists and things like that, and start doing some. Like in-depth stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a meta-analysis.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm DeathStar, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Finish watching the stream with these two guys and get some knowledge in your head. Hopefully you guys will come up with something really good out of these new cards. But anyway, have a good night, guys.
All right, cheers. Take it easy, man.
Okay.
All right, then.
So, Overseers, let's go on to this one. The new faction, the incredible faction.
Indeed.
First of all, let's talk about, like, before we get into the set theme, what do you think about them? What do you think about them, like, overall as, like, mechanic to theme and everything that's surrounding them? Do you think it was a good one, yeah?
Yeah, I think they're good.
Like
I think they've come in as a faction that's kind of well formed before it's come in.
Yeah.
Like when Sleepers first came in, they weren't really well formed. Exiles are still not well formed.
Nope.
They've come in well formed. They're a rush flying faction with kind of buff mechanics as well, and kind of working off each other. And I think they're good.
Yeah,
I think they're good.
So where are we starting? Angel of Virtue?
Yeah, Angel of Virtue. I apologize, guys, if the cameras mess up. I'll fix it as quick as I can as we're talking. So.
But yeah, Angel of Virtue is I like it a lot. I mean, don't get me started on how much I love the altered art, but I think
I'm showing that right now on Angel of Virtue.
Is that the one? Yeah.
Yep.
It's really good. Honestly, it's done a lot of work for me as a 4-drop. The morale cost normally is quite high on these angels as well, but this one isn't, and it's splashable, so it's quite interesting.
Exactly.
Maybe its body could have been a little bit quicker, but bigger rather. But no, it's still cool. I like it.
No, it synergizes with the other angels.
Yes, exactly.
That's what they do the best. Like, they synergize with each other really well.
Yes, and that's what I like about them. They're actually quite one of those factions that we're gonna. I think as we go in, I think people will start to discover. They're topping my board now almost for new players coming in, because normally I recommend Flame Dawn and Warpath, but these guys like not build themselves, but they're quite easy to build around, very potent, can do a lot of damage. So yeah, agreed. So yeah, Angel of Virtue is really good. It just brings out another character. Like, it's kind of good to play like mid game. You play this, everyone gets a buff with the 2/2. Yeah,
really good for 4 because it's kind of a decent commander slot as well. So
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very good.
Azael.
Let's talk about this one.
Most powerful Titan card in the set.
Yeah,
it's so unbelievably playable, and it's so unbelievably powerful. Like the fact that it's taking more than 35 damage in a turn happens all the time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, okay, so the argument I've heard, okay, so let's play devil's advocate. I'm going to say it's rubbish for a second. I don't actually think that, by the way, but let's say it's rubbish. And people are saying that, like, you're an idiot to have that much damage dealt to you and allow that to happen. But I don't even agree with that statement.
It's that's completely irrelevant, because like sometimes especially when I'm building up a play in a couple of turns time, I'll go, right, I've got 100 health. I can take a couple of hits. Yeah. I've got that, because a lot of people forget that I use my health as a resource.
Yeah.
And a lot of people good players do that. They go, right, I've got some health to spare. I've got time. I'm not in any danger yet. I can take a few turns, take a few hits, and still be fine. And I can build up this play, and then I can take board control next turn. And you build up this kind of play and use your health as a resource.
I get what they're saying about, like, not wanting to take big chunks of damage, but my argument then posing back at them is like, okay, for a start, it kills rush decks, outright kills rush decks, because the health turnaround is too much for them to handle, because you then go later game and then you just lose outright because of it.
With
and on top of that,
turn 4 or 5, you can potentially play this.
Yeah, exactly. That's scary. Even like normal decks, you play around this card, and let's say someone isn't an idiot, and they're like, okay, I don't want to deal big chunk damage to it because I don't want this playable, right? That alone is worth the card, because they're having to play around a card that you haven't even paid any mana for yet.
Yep.
You haven't played anything for it, and it's still sitting there, like, bestowing its kind of aura on the battlefield by being like, yeah, don't do anything, then fine, that's fine. Like, I'm effectively halving your damage, and I don't even have to pay a single mana for it.
Yeah,
I just have to have this in the command zone.
Yeah, as you're saying, people are like, okay, they shouldn't take that kind of hit.
Yes.
It works the opposite way around. Like, you should be watching how much damage if your opponent has this in command, you should be watching what damage you're doing and make sure you make it unplayable for that person. That's another layer of strategy that people aren't doing.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But the fact that it restores 35 health and morale at the same time why is that there?
And the body that provides to it, and it has flying itself.
It's just like it doesn't make it like, why is it that powerful? Why add the health and morale boost to it? I don't understand that.
I honestly think this is like, for me personally, one of the most powerful cards, not only in the set but in Infinity Wars. It is really good. The drawbacks, though, there is a few. Triple Purity right now, obviously, because there's such a new faction, they don't have many cards. They don't have much of a card choice.
Yeah, but the
there's
thing is,
no other reason.
I will say this: like, compared to this new faction that's come in, compared to like when Exiles first came in, Sleepers came in. As I said, they're more complete. Even though they haven't got as many cards as obviously the other factions, they are still they feel complete as a faction, even with less cards. I've got to say that they do feel complete.
Yes, they do. And also, it's still, like, the reason of going Triple Purity, this still is an angel, so it can synergize with the angel strategy. So that even that's not, like, the point is a little bit bad. Yep. The only thing is, another thing is, obviously, very high morale, and if this becomes so playable and so meta, everybody might just run really, even stuff like, I hate to say this word, even stuff like Word of Command might become relevant. Just anything that kill spelling this off. Like, if you're matching up against Varroa, what's that? Annihilate, and you've just lost 16 morale is quite hefty as well.
Doesn't matter. The thing is, as soon as you play this, the 16 morale is negated by the 35 it restores anyway.
Yeah, but if it's dead though, isn't it?
But the thing is, like, even if it dies, you've still gained, like, what, 19 morale?
Yeah.
Even if it dies, you've gained 19 morale. So that's completely, like...
It's all right. It's incredible. And then, on top of that, theme, incredible, art, awesome.
I don't like the art. I think.
Really?
No. I like it. Looks the movement is really awkward. I don't like it.
I was going to say the upper bodies.
The face looks a bit
cool.
funky and disproportionate, and compared to all the other angels, the other angels kind of look like they're like either beautiful women or they're kind of these big hulky beastie guys, or like this one just looks.
Body.
Yeah.
Lower body looks a bit weird because you have a knee that looks like it's in movement, but it doesn't move. So that's the only bit that bugs me. But it's a very prominent card, I think, like in terms of look. Just there, it's in your face. But yeah,
I don't like it.
Fair enough.
I don't like it. Sorry.
That's all right.
All right, this one I do like the art of Cassiel, and I think this is some people's waifu.
Love it.
But Cassiel shall have the cause. If a character will be killed by Cassiel, it's removed from the game. We play Cassiel. All characters you control with Ascend become Ascended. Again, synergizes with all of Angels, and it's really good.
Yeah.
And it's just... Yeah, it is quite expensive, but if you have a lot of characters that have Ascend on them, and you Ascend them without actually having to meet the conditions of the other cards, it's pretty good. Really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's cool. It's okay. It's... I wouldn't run it when they have more choice, but right now it's it's a fine filler card, and it does what it needs to do. The unique thing kind of annoys me a bit, but
you're only going to play one of these out anyway. Like, you play it out for the Ascended ability to ascend everything, and then that's it. Because it just happens once. You don't need to leave it out to be able to.
Exactly. I think it's the trigger, isn't it? So for that, I think it's interesting. I think there's definit's legs to this card, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's interesting.
All right, Champion of Ruin. I love this card. I think it's great.
What's the term? I've heard of it. It's like I can't remember what it is now.
Quite expensive. But as I said, like, I'm using it in my mass damage deck.
Yeah.
You play it out, it does a lot of damage. Like 4 damage to all characters without flying. It hits the command zone as well. It's like a Yuan-Shi, but like...
Exactly, yeah, that's what it is. Someone called it a champion of Yuan-Shi's Wrath. That's what someone called it, because it's what it is, but only 2 more that has an 8/8 flying body attached to it.
So
yeah.
It's good. I think it's really good.
I think it's really good. I love it. I think the art's
like
incredible.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But
Shakespeare going on, like looking at the scope.
yeah, and it's great. It's so yeah, it's just all out good. That card.
It's quite expensive, but like you think about 8/8 flying. 8/8 isn't very big, but you add flying to that mix, and you add the damage that you can deal to that mix.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a hefty morale, but it's nice.
I think it tops out one of their curbs. Their curbs quite nicely.
It does actually. Yeah, they haven't got many 6 costs, so yeah.
No, so I think it's actually really aggressive and really nice for that. Yeah. And can turn games in your favor. So yeah, all very nice on that.
All right, Consecrating Angel. Some location hate.
It's sideboard. Let's be honest. It's fine. Yeah. Sideboard, so sideboardy.
But the thing is, you pay Consecration over this because it removes artifacts and.
Yeah, exactly. Although obviously it has the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but
if it was flying, no, I'd still play Consecration over this any day. Consecration costs the same, and it does more.
I don't know.
You don't get the character, but
it's tough on that one. It's like if I was sideboarding, I might play this one. But mainboarding Consecration is better because it's more versatile, isn't it?
I'd still play Consecration sideboard over this. It has more versatility. It takes out one because like if you put both of them in sideboard, it's like.
I just like the only reason why is because obviously they synergize well as angels. So an 8/8 for 3 isn't the worst, but not the best either. But you can do stuff with it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only reason that has something to it.
But it has to hit the opponent's fortress to be able to activate Consecration.
And usually when I'm like thinking about sideboards or cards that I want to put into the deck, I'm usually thinking about counterplays. So if there's a specific like usually I'm thinking about a certain location like that would be like, oh no, I don't want to face this. So it just I still think I don't know, they're both fine.
Yeah.
Fine. It's a good sideboard.
Yeah. Cornican. 1 cost. So good. It's just good.
Yeah, just good.
Just nice value.
Yeah.
And it synergizes really well with Angel of Virtue.
And synergize as well with the fact that they're like Guns of Goliath because it's technically spawns 2 things, so that's more to get the buff from when you do something later on with it if it survives. And they're both angels, so it's all round quite cool.
Yeah, it's going really, really good.
Yeah,
right.
Art's a little bit weird. I don't know what she's doing.
I like the art. I like the art actually. It's one of my
fine.
favorites.
Yeah, the back person, but I don't get what the front chicks are doing.
I don't know. I
like
she's
typing. Just typing on an invisible keyboard or something. I don't know what it is.
No, I kind of like it though. I like the style of it. This one.
She's staring into my soul as well. The one in the front, I feel.
Yeah, she's a bit. Yeah. But yeah, well, speaking of art, Iriel. So good looking, this card.
The 4-drop flyer.
No, Iriel.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm one ahead. So yeah, I thought so. Yeah, yeah, so good looking. So good looking.
Beautiful.
Yeah, really well done on their part. Really good. I feel like. Yeah, it's like I can almost feel like the light rays on this card are actually hitting me.
Again, it's
so well done.
Again, it's
really good. The only thing is, I feel like the chest plate's a little bit weird because, like, as you'll see from the next card, like the chests are rather large, and this one just looks unusual in comparison. Just because of the body armor, it just looks weird. I'm not saying all the cards need to have a big breasts. It looks different.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like noticeably different. But the card itself is really good looking. Like I love the whole one thing, like the one wing thing. God, that's a tongue twister. I think that's a really cool.
Both on one side. It's like.
Oh really?
Yeah, because he's got a wing that she's kind of like hovering a hand over, and then there's the wing above it as well.
Ah, okay. That's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it? Like,
yeah, but it's cool. It's just generally a cool card. As an ability, what it does,
yeah, it's really cool because you play it out, and then obviously they have to kill the 4/4 before they can actually attack it. So
yes, exactly. So yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah. But then again, Jubalia.
Yeah, that was the matchup problem that I had. Is that Jubalia just kind of does it as well, but without that.
But this creates another character, I suppose. So it's
exactly
like, judges with angels as well. So
is Jubalia 6 or 7 as well?
I forget. Jubalia. Who? Sorry.
Jubalia, is she? Hang on.
She's 6, isn't she?
Is she 6? Yeah, she's 6.
Yeah,
so but she gives a heftier morale loss as well. So.
Yeah, that's true. Obviously, factionless. So yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. Cool. So Liara, 2 purity, really good. really, really, really like it's almost a must for command if you're playing at least 2 purity angels.
Yeah,
because it gives them all flying.
But like on a heart level, straight away, I want to be the one to say it. Just, I don't know what the obsession sometimes with large breasts in like video game stuff sometimes, and this art kind of does that, and I don't. It puts me off for that one. But as a card, it's essential. It's essential for the Overseers, I think.
Yeah, that
needs to be there. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. But like, it's just. It's needed. You can't. I don't think you could run an Overseer deck without this card.
Yeah,
just because of the theme of angels. Because you're not going to run it. I don't see you running an Overseer deck that's not in some way synergized around the angel theme.
Pretty much,
it doesn't make sense. Yeah. So this card is so high value for it. So
agreed.
Incredible. Yeah.
So that's good. It's command zone most if you're playing 2 purity.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, and even three, I think it's still command zone.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's still very much so.
All right, then. All right, let's talk about Soul.
We were waiting for this one. This is the one I think a lot of people have been waiting for. We got a lot to say about this card. Let's start with its art. Let's start with art and then move forward. Art-wise,
it's okay. It looks a bit shady and like.
I think its top half's really cool, but like its body is weird. It kind of is weird. Now I've had it pointed out to me that it's really lifeless and dead.
Yeah, he looks more like a robot than anything else.
Yeah, he does.
He's like a robot angel, I suppose.
Yeah, I like that he looks kind of sinister though, and the guns are very they feel very three-dimensional.
I suppose like he's like the angel of vengeance, so he's got like a bit of a hard ass.
So he's really cool. But as a card,
damn, it's good. It's so good.
It's really good. Yeah. Whether it's worth, I will caveat straight away before I go on to tell you how this card's really incredible. Guys, don't think it's worth 3 plat legendaries, for God's sake. If I see one more person go 3 plat legendaries for my soul, no. If you're listening to this and you think it's a bit of a guide, listen to me when I say this. It is not worth 3 plat legendaries. It's hideously overcosted for that, but it is the best legendary of this set. It's so good. Yeah, go on.
I'd say equal to Vizier, honestly.
Yeah,
I would say equal to Vizier. Like, a lot of people are putting it on a higher value, but I don't think they've played around with Vizier enough to be able to value it. Like, this is obviously more playable because it's low cost. Yeah. Low cost legendaries are usually really good because...
Exactly. And this fits with everything that they're all about. He can defend. He's a chump blocker, incredible chump blocker. He's great at offense. The whole attacking twice is so relevant because of his partial evasion in flying as well.
And only 7 morale is pretty damn good as well.
It's cheaper than a lot of the other angels. It's cheaper than some of the lower drop angels.
This is a very good command zone slot. Because you want to get him ascended quickly. So, like, literally the first angel that dies, he played Cornicon, chump blocker with it, boom, he's ascended.
Yeah, exactly. The Ascension, you may as well have that written off. It's not even there. It's such a small deal that it's not even worth mentioning. It's like, and it's partially splashable, which is weird.
Yeah.
You do other stuff with it.
You pretty much want to run him if you've got him.
Yeah.
He's definitely a command zone choice, though. Definitely.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely. Now, here's my question, which I've been toying around with because obviously I've been wanting to trade them because I don't have them. Well, I have one. How many do you run?
1 in command, 2 max in the deck.
Yeah, I was toying around with 2.
It depends. Like, I probably wouldn't run another one in main deck actually.
Really?
Depending on, you don't need it, I don't think, because he's pretty survivable. He's pretty damn survivable.
Yeah.
The only way he's gonna be killed is if you play like Banish? Not Banish.
Yeah.
No, it is Banish. Which is the damage to command. So, like, obviously that can kill him in command. Or a Rhino. Fluffy Rhino can kill him.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Those are the only 2 counters to him, really, at the start. But then, like, within the 3 turns, if you're playing 2 pure, you're gonna play like a Cornicon and something, and then that's gonna die. And then he's ascended, and he's like almost untouchable. And then you got things like Guns of Goliath and the buffing mechanics within the Angel of Virtue stuff, and he just gets bigger.
I feel like 2. I feel like 1 in the main board because like he's very survivable, true, but I really like using him as the ultimate chump blocker. But while everything else is attacking, I like that strategy. And then usually because he's such a valued card, when that one dies, the second one being that, like, by that point, the thing that will just allow you to chump block even more whilst your game finishes out, I think is the perfect number.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel 2 is my number.
I'd agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's awesome. It's incredible card. One of the cards of the set. So definitely, chase card, definitely, for sure.
Soldier of Purity.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's just an average one, I think. Cool. Because 7/7 flying, still pretty decent. It's okay splashable commander slot, I guess. Top 3 cards, a bit of graveyard hate for sleepers or whatever. Probably
and I think that's slightly more relevant than it would normally be in this format. Especially I think there's going to be a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like, I don't know, Oblivion decks running around or Zombie Abomination decks running around. There's going to be some need to mainboard it. Plus, like, no one runs stuff like Grave Robs in a deck because it does nothing other than match a niche matchup, where something like this is a body but with that niche matchup applied to it as well.
Plus
so
the
it
angel buffing mechanic and synergize as well. So
exactly,
it's decent. You probably want to play this command though because you get it out early. Get them. So that's good.
I love the dimensions to this card as well. The halo moving to the side as she's moving to the other. I think it's quite cool.
Yeah, it's
the gun
cool,
firing. I think it's quite nicely, and that cool shoulder pad on her is really interesting as well.
Yeah. Right, Soldier of Solace, the Unlimited.
Yeah.
The Unlimiteds are just good. They're just good. Like, they hit and they get flying for a 5/5 2-cost. That's really such value.
It's such value, really.
And it synergizes with all of them as well.
And its morale loss is low as well.
Nothing. It's the morale loss needs to be increased a bit, I think.
Is it?
I think
it has to be.
But then again, actually, the morale cost overall for Angels is quite high.
Yeah, true.
Morale control decks and like Yuan-Shi morale decks almost decimate them because they are. There's not many of the Angels that are actually over 8 defense.
Yeah.
To start with, obviously they kind of got to build up over the time.
Yeah.
So they can be destroyed very quickly with that morale-wise, faster than Flame Dawn can. But obviously they've got the advantage of flying and everything like that. So that's
exactly. Yeah, and the condition is actually depends on the matchup. Sometimes it's not that hard to do. Other times it's very difficult because it's not got charge or anything. So on 3, it's going to get blocked and killed in a lot of matchups. That's the only minor problem with it. But most of the time it's good. And also a lot of the time I find myself not bothering with the whole hit the fortress mechanic and just end up, because it's an angel, getting can't remember her name, the 4-drop that gives flying to angels through. So
that's good.
All round good card.
Zealous Protector, it's good. It's really good. It's almost a DoD card. It's the only other DoD card that has vigilance other than DoD.
Yeah,
in the entire game.
It's strong. It's really strong. It's really strong.
But like if you splash with Z, obviously with the new Z. This works really well with it because obviously it's DoD and Angels, and this works quite well. Yeah. But no, it's good. It's really good, and he has a beard, so yay.
Exactly. So it's awesome. It's very, very good all round.
I like the fact that he's just kind of got one big wing as a shield. It's kind of cool.
It's cool. It looks awesome. The art for it's incredible. And it's a really playable card. Really splashable, playable, awesome card. So love it.
Right, Banish, best looking foil set.
I bet it's one of them. I bet it's definitely one of them.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Gorgeous. It's a cool arty card, and let's talk about it as an actual card. Wow,
it's so good.
It's really good.
Command Zone.
Command Zone Death.
It's a lightning blast, but just like up yours.
Yeah,
kill anything.
Yeah, and it removes from the game, which we've already discussed. Is it's needed. It kills so much stuff with the command zone.
It kills so much stuff.
Yeah, playable.
You need to be running 3 of these if you're running 2 Purity. You need to be. It's just too good.
There's no need not to be.
There's no reason at all that you should not take this. So yes.
Yeah.
And I love the flavor text. You have been deemed unworthy.
You have been deemed unworthy. Yeah.
So good.
Consecration.
We've talked about pretty already. Kind of
sideboard,
but it's still more main deckable than pretty much most artifact and location removal in the whole game because it does both.
I still feel like I wouldn't run it, but yeah, I get it.
It depends what comes about with the meta over the next few weeks. Like, if I'm running an Angel deck, I may just run one of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's nicely situational. So I think
that's true.
Yeah. Guns of Goliath. It's just a good card. It's so good.
So good, really, really good. It, synergizes well with them again. Spawns with numbers. Has running this and Lucas, which we discussed earlier. And any buff card is.
Well, I've been running
really
this with my DoD deck and Daude and like this and Daude and precautionary measures. It's like buff galore.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
You can make a proper buff deck if you went GI, DoD, Angels, like just full out like mass buffing deck.
Yeah. I think this really work. I'm glad you said that, because actually this feels like it could be just as applicable outside of Overseas. It's one of the few cards that actually goes out, like a lot of these synergize well within each other, but don't know how well yet they're going to work outside of that. Yeah. But this is one of those, it's like actually it works just as well outside of Angels.
I'm just thinking off the top of my head.
Condition. Yeah.
If you went Swarmers, Guns of Goliath, DoD, and just went the artificial Swarmers and kind of built it around that with one in command.
Yeah.
The amount of buffing potential from that with Luca, because Luca would give like insane amount of buffs with this and
some nasty stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But like I think it's like the ultimate flying kind of deck that's hovering around.
Yeah,
now.
And the only problem with that deck
that's 2 Angels, 1 Genesis, like precautionary measures, double Lucas, Guns of Goliath. That's so much buffing.
Yeah, and also it's good. It's awesome.
Yeah,
love it.
Heaven's Assistance. This also is a really, really nice foil.
Yeah, actually, I've got this in foil, so that's actually... God, it's good.
Yeah, it's really nice. So 2 purity, 5 cost. It's just a token generator, but it's probably the best token generator. I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Especially against sleepers. Against sleepers, because obviously they have lots of little things out.
Nasty. Yeah. Same against Flame Dawn.
Yeah, exactly as well. It's good.
It turns games around because that. You pop that, then next turn into Guns of Goliath and a Luca, and you're suddenly staring down what's a horrific board state that you were going to lose the game. So this is a game changer in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
It's worked for me a lot of times. And let's say worst case scenario, you spawn some chump blockers. If you've got nothing else to buff it with, you spawn some chump blockers to buy yourself some time to maybe draw another answer. Yeah. So it's all around a good card.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Love it.
Exactly. Right. Intervention. We talked about this earlier. Yeah. It's got so many uses. Intervention, Luca, Saculus, Mad Monk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like loads of stuff. Demon
just
of Fears,
imagine it's it's literally a controlled temporal anomaly, but you can't do it to your opponents, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it pulls it back to your hand, so you can play it again. So it's even better.
Oh yeah, of course it pulls it back to the hand rather than bouncing. Yeah, but
you as I said, you run it with GI.
Yeah.
With these, it's like Luca deck. You have like an infinite Lucas, infinite like Saculuses potentially with this, and
the one purity has made this card if it was 2 be unplayable.
Yeah, and it's preemptive as well.
Yeah, that's the interesting bit. That it's preemptive actually.
Because I forgot it was preemptive, so I played a monk out and then used it instantly on it. I was like, I've just pulled it back without activating its ability, and I was like, whoops.
Actually, I forget about preemptive sometimes. Honestly,
I just forgot it was preemptive because obviously it's new. But this looks awesome in foil as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I bet. Actually, I think I saw it on.
I've got quite a lot of Angel foils actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mr. Foils himself.
I've got 3 precautionary measures foils.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So precautionary
Speaking
measures.
Of precautionary measures.
Some people said this is overcosted. No. It's a finisher, and it's a really good finisher.
Who said it's overcosted? Jesus Christ! How much more do they want?
You play Guns of Goliath, precautionary measures. You have a shit ton of flyers. Win.
Yep.
Turn 10. Win. Done.
Yeah. I've even been up the creek without a paddle, and I've just played this with a couple of cards in graveyard, and there's been only like 2 or 3 creatures on the battlefield. It's still potent. It's still potent even then.
Yeah, exactly.
Like buffing stuff by like a minimum. Usually it's like 6, 7, 7 on a couple of creatures at 6. It's aggressively costed.
Even like +3/+3.
Yeah.
For over like 5 creatures, it's still worth.
Yeah, it's really playable. It's so good. It's essential in this deck as well. So
Pretty
yeah,
much,
all round good card.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting to see what people could splash with it though. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Might be a finisher for Flame Dawn as well, possibly. Something that
definitely
generates a lot of stuff into the graveyard, but then has a lot of bodies at the end of it.
Well, yeah. A Flame Dawn flying, a Flame Dawn Overseer's deck is probably very viable.
Yeah,
with especially Saculus and stuff, definitely.
Exactly.
That's going to be a thing that's going to come out, especially with Intervention as well. More synergy. Yeah. So yeah, search for the key. I don't know if there's not going to see that much play. I don't think it's very, very. Yeah, niche. It's very niche and very kind of situational. So it's a cool looking card. I really like the art.
I hate the art. I think it's awful.
I think it's cool because it's like searching for the right character, and then it looks.
I get it. It doesn't suit it for me. But I think there's going to be like, I don't know why I've got this feeling that this card's going to like be utterly useless. Then someone's going to find like one unique character that's relevant for the right deck, and it's going to be really strong just for that one deck.
Just thinking off the top of my head, it could be because like a lot of decks that you want to use Evely for, but you want the triple purity or you want the right purity for that deck, but you want to use Evely in command, but you can't.
Yeah.
This could be a nice one to pull Evely out.
That's interesting.
Early on, so you could pull Evely out turn 4 guaranteed, pretty much with this.
That's nice.
If you wanted to use it with other synergies.
That's quite cool.
That's a potential thing off the top of my head.
That's cool. But yeah, that's what I mean. I like that it gives you possibilities. I don't think, again, it's going to be one of those cards that's going to be seen loads of play, but could be interesting to play.
Definitely. All right, the last card in the set. We're finally there after 3.5 hours.
Woo! We made it.
Solace's Gate.
Yeah.
It's cool. Really good. The flying white mustaches coming out of the gate. It's awesome. No, Solace's Gate. All characters in command zone, support zone have untouchable. It's just like up yours for raw.
Really is just an up yours for raw.
It'll be a sideboard card against triple for raw.
Exactly.
For the most part.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good. I love the art on it. It's pretty glorious.
Glorious art.
It needs some kind of music in the background over it, doesn't it?
I don't think it's main deckable though.
Oh no, it's not main deckable right
Never, because it's such an aggressive. It's not even that. It's just that it fits in. It fits in the curve too badly. Like there's angels that are really potent at this drop. You have the legendary at this drop. So like there's so many things that for this is not worth it. But when they do get around to making sideboards, it'll be cool.
Definitely, yeah. All right, angels overall.
Great. They theme really well. They undoubtedly synergize well within themselves. I think they're splashable. Like a lot of the cards is interestingly splashable. They have an incredible epic, an incredible legendary, really good start to their faction, and art's really cool, theme's really cool, all round. Actually, fair play, Light May. You've done well on this one. Thoroughly impressed by these guys.
Yeah. Compared to the bringing in exiles who still need work.
Yep.
If you compare when they first came in to when these guys first came in, like they're a well-rounded faction that work.
Yes.
They've got they've got their niche thing that they do, but they're very splashable. They work with a lot of factions.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good. Yeah, just good. You can't ask. Yeah. Well done to them on that one.
Favorite card of the set.
Oh, I knew you were going to ask this. I'm actually not sure. I'm actually really not sure. There's so many. I'm going to have to maybe go with Zombie Abomination. It's massive. It's a zombie. It's really playable, and I like it. I'm not saying it's the most potent card in the set, but I'm saying probably for me personally, probably one of my favorite cards in the set. Yeah.
I'm going to go Humble, I think. I think Humble's just an amazing card. The art is awesome, and the ability is just so fantastic.
Yeah, so strong. Fantastic. Everything about it. Overall, though, what do I think of the set? Really good.
Better or worse than Infestation?
Oh, that was a tough one. For me, worse, but only because I'm a fanboy of zombies. Honestly, in other ways, though, it's interesting that there was 4 legendaries. That would be my first thing to point out. That's interesting. And 3 of them,
change,
3 of them are playable. 3 of them are playable, whereas in Infestation, 1 of them will become playable in the Hermit later on, but it's not as good now. The Alpha one is joke still, and Zomborg's really good. So only one of them is really playable. So in legendary terms, yeah, this is
a
this
valuable legendary set. Yeah,
it's a valuable legendary set. So and all the other stuff
art-wise, it's beating all other sets completely.
Incredible for art as well. Yeah. So actually, probably their best set for me since I joined the infestation in this.
I'm going to call it again. Pat for best artist this set. Pat's made the most progress from his first cards.
Yeah,
because wasn't his first when we interviewed him? It was Pack Leader.
Yeah, I think it was.
You see, he's like from Pack Leader to like Solace Gate. He's just come a huge way. So
yeah, that's a fair play.
Not saying all the other artists are crap. Not saying that the other artists, all the artists, phenomenal, and it is just getting better and better and better every season.
The art in general is just, as I said at the start of the stream thing, this is the best art they've all ever done. Really good job. They should be proud of themselves for that. Yeah. As for the factions overall, some love more than others. It's a mixed bag, that one. I wouldn't say it's probably in QA's fairness, it's probably one of the most overall balanced from what I'm hearing. But yeah, there's still definitely some factions that have made out way better than others.
Yeah,
like Warpath sadly haven't got anything.
They need to go with the thing they were saying, like they need to bring other factions up to the level of other factions. They haven't quite done that yet, and I think they need to do it with balancing.
No, yeah, I
Warpath
agree.
for Raw, you could potentially, with a little few tweaks, leave them where they are. You just need to bring everything else up. I think Overseers are actually in a good place right now.
Really good place.
Flame Dawn are nearly there. DOD still need a little work. Sleepers are actually not far off.
They're not too far off.
They're not too far off. They just need a little bit of work as well.
Yeah.
GI...
I think GI need a bit of something. I'm sorry. They feel wrong. There's something that doesn't feel right about them.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I think what it is that they're difficult to design. They're intricate to design decks around, but without the big enough payoff for that. As opposed to just like the raw, it's dead, I win kind of cards. And Exiles. The Exiles do okay out of this, but
they've got some more playable stuff. They still need so many tweaks. They just need still a lot of work doing to them.
Yeah, but have some new nice tools.
But they have some new toys. They have some new toys to play with. I'm sure that people are going to come up with some fun decks. And adding in cards like Mad Monk actually make me want to play Exile DOD, which I never would have played before, ever.
Yes.
So it's giving me some...
Mercenary cards are another interesting ad. When they work better, they're going to be an interesting ad as well. So
when the new deck builds in, everything's going to be good,
if you had to give it a numerical value out of 10 this set, what would you give it?
If you compare it to Infestation was probably like about 7.5.
Yeah.
I'd say this is around an 8, I think.
Yeah.
I'd say. Just leaving that little leeway for maybe more future sets.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's done everything I wanted from it, to be honest. Yeah. It's
As
really
I said,
nice.
Obviously there's going to be balanced stuff coming soon. So I want to get it ready for ranked. So there's going to be balancing stuff coming over the next few days and weeks or whatever. But
so guys,
I hope you just get the balance right.
Do make sure, guys, that in the comment section, because this is a long one, so please, if there's any cards or anything you think that you'd like to discuss further, or anything in terms of power level that we discussed with the factions, please feel free to comment in the sections below, because this is obviously a full set review, so we'd love to hear you guys' reviews as well for certain cards or factions or overall the set. So
yep, exactly. All right. Well, that's it from us. It's been a long one. 3.5 hours. Longest podcast we've done yet. I hope you enjoy it, guys. Really appreciate it. If you've watched the whole thing, you're a trooper if you watch the whole thing right now. Gold star to everyone who's watched the entire thing.
Yay.
But we hope you enjoy it, and we will see you. We'll probably do the next one in the next couple of weeks. Once the meta's settled down, the next one will probably be on the meta.
So we can start talking about some metas.
Well. And hopefully some balancing and stuff as well. So
yes, so cool.
Exactly. So goodbye from DeathStar, obviously isn't here. Goodbye from me.
Yeah.
And goodbye from GraveCrawler.
Bye-bye.
So, thank you very much, guys. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.